It is now time for timely hitting. A team that relies on the four-bagger is making their way lately one base at a time. A little bit of little ball tonight. The squad that flies more flags than most moves into a new era with a new leader. But the results feel very much the same. Great pitching, clutch hitting, winning. Arizona, Atlanta, right now. Glad to have you with us in Chase Field, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. This is Fox Sports Arizona. The Atlanta Braves have come to town, going toe-to-toe with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and certainly midweek. Glad to have you with us tonight. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. By now, you know this man. This is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us here at downtown Phoenix's Chase Field. Now, some changes here in downtown Phoenix and some struggles have forced the hand of the Diamondbacks. First up, Armando Galarraga. He has been designated for assignment, no longer pitches for the Diamondbacks, and Willie Bloomquist is healthy. He replaced him. Galarraga first, your thoughts?
Well, Armando Galarraga just didn't work out for him here. He got off to a good start, a 3-0 start. He had a lot of run support, and then it kind of caved in for him. And unfortunately, I think he might still be here had he reacted a little bit differently to the media after his last start.
Willie Bloomquist, of course, his athleticism needed the veteran leadership. The offense has changed totally and completely when Willie went on the DL. That's really the only way to put it. Excited to see Willie back, the veteran for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Atlanta Braves, Bobby. Oh, wait, Freddie Gonzalez, the skipper of these Atlanta Braves. This is a new era in Braves baseball, but as I said a moment ago, and Artiz bringing us on the air, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, Chipper Jones is still the guy that is, they're going to be enshrining him into the Hall of Fame as a Brave. Brian McCann not far behind. If you ask me for my money, he's the best catcher in the National League all the way around. Freddie Gonzalez had big success in Florida. Somehow, some way, they let him go, and the Atlanta Braves snatched him right up.
This young man is just 20 years old, Julio Teheran. He is out of Colombia, just 20 years old. One of the top prospects in the game. We get to see him tonight.
Well, he's a hard thrower. He is a bit of a mystery. The Diamondbacks have never seen this kid, but he's got a great curveball. What he needs right now is command. At 20 years old, he still doesn't have major league command consistently. When he does, the sky's the limit for this kid.
So at just 20 years old, his journey has just begun. But a long journey back is what we will talk about when we come back here on Fox Sports Arizona. A long time ago, this young man was a Little League World Series hero and the bright future of the San Diego Padres. It all disappeared, and it happened quickly. Tonight, we explain the long journey back for Shawn Burrows.
Shawn Burrows back in the big leagues. The D-backs had to place Melvin Moore on the bereavement list, and in his place from Reno, Shawn Burrows. Welcome back to the program. You may remember that name because he burst onto the scene in the early 90s when his team won the Little League World Series, coached by his father, Jeff, who was an American League Most Valuable Player. After that, he was on the fast track to success, drafted 9th overall by the San Diego Padres and current D-backs GM Kevin Towers. After that, he had a couple of decent seasons in the Padres organizations, but after a couple of years and some injuries, he was done, out of baseball at the age of 25. Over the last 3 years, he was out of baseball. He battled some issues, both mental and physical. He told me earlier today he really hit rock bottom, but his road to redemption started last year when he signed a minor league deal with the D-backs. Don't know how long he's going to stay up, but there is proof about second chances.
You know, it's still a really surreal feeling, to tell you the truth. Don't know if I was dreaming when I got the call last night, and you know, it has. You know, I try to think of myself kind of as a man's man, kind of macho, but you know, I kind of actually broke down and had some tears last night because you know, it's been a long journey. I been through a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but you know, God willing, He's gave me the opportunity to, you know, this organization gave me the opportunity to come out and play and you know, produce and you know, have the chance to come back and play Major League Baseball.
That was our Geico quote of the game. And, you know, a lot of the knock on Shawn Burrows was as a third baseman, he wasn't much of a power hitter, didn't hit a lot of extra base hits in his career with the Padres. But there have been some other decent third basemen who have had a pretty good career without beating power guys. Wade Boggs comes to mind. Stick around, coming your way. The red-hot Atlanta Braves getting set to take on your Arizona Diamondbacks. You'll see it all live on Fox Sports Arizona in just a bit.
Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. And away we go, folks. Glad to have you back. Papago Park in the Phoenix area. Freddie Gonzalez, the skipper of these Atlanta Braves, and we will hear throughout the next couple of games, just a short two-game series, that several times a week he hears from his mentor, Bobby Cox, but it's not in an intrusive way. Bobby Cox will just call with a word of encouragement or to bark at an umpire through Mr. Gonzalez. As that one is up and away, and we are underway. Joe Saunders is on the mound. You'll hear the thoughts in a bit. 29-year-old left-hander, winless this year in 8 starts. As that one is low. 2-0 the count to Martin Prado. What Prado? Certainly riding a nice hot week. National League Player of the Week, has that average close to 300.
Sits in a 2-0 count. Should get something good to hit.
He did, and he does. Get a base hit, that is. Martin Prado. That is a 10-game hitting streak for Prado, who has taken himself from the infield to the outfield to make sure things work smoothly for the Atlanta lineup. Let's take a look at that entire lineup. Batting second in an orthodox second hitter, the big slugger, the youngster Hayward. There's future Hall of Famer Chipper Jones. Brian McCann had a day to remember yesterday. We will explain. It's Ugla, Freddie Freeman, you'll like him at first. Alex Gonzalez, Nate McLeod, and Julio Teheran is on the mound. Oh my goodness. Homers and then more homers. And he thought he was just going to watch the game, Mr. McCann, as that one is a high strike.
That's a Ryne Sandberg 1984 against the Cardinals game. It took him on to the MVP that year.
The funny thing about it was, you were telling me on a recent flight about that day for Ryne Sandberg. One of the greatest single games of all time. That one in on the hands, good pitch. Hayward pops it up, shallow left. Gerardo Parra comes on and he puts it away. The numbers for Joe Saunders, as we mentioned, start number 9. He is winless. Last time out better. He ended up giving up 3 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. So he pitched into the 7th inning. But Joe overall this year, an ERA of nearly 5.5. As he gets ready to face Chipper Jones, and simply put, the one number there when you think of a pitcher like Joe Saunders is too many walks.
And you saw he fell behind Martin Prado, 2-0, gave up a base hit, got ahead of Hayward, 0-1, got an easy fly ball to left.
He's a .305 career hitter, Chipper Jones. Switch hitter, one of the best of all time with regard to guys that hit from both sides of the plate. Takes that one right out of the catcher's mitt, shoots it down the line, it hugs the line, and it's a foul ball. Defensively, let's take a quick peek at the Arizona Diamondbacks, brought to you by David Robleski and Associates. Parra, C.Y. Upton, infield is Roberts, Drew Johnson, former Brave, and Juan Miranda is at first, Miguel Montero behind home plate. Back of the batter's box for Jones. Little less movement from the right side. Chipper Jones, line drive, base hit, left field. And for Chipper Jones, the hits keep stacking up. Earlier in April, he went over 2,500 in his career. Small tear in his meniscus and his right knee.
Got a fastball in and just cut it off. Got jammed a bit, but still strong enough because the pitch was up around belt high. Strong enough to get it out over the head of Stephen Drew. First and second, just one out here for the Braves.
Well, here he is, the man with the day to beat all days. With 1 strike left for his team, Mr. McCann. Well, he pinch hit as that one is lifted into shallow center. Play is made there by Chris Young.
That's not much fun. He can't hit the first pitch. We want to brag about you.
Well, let's brag.
McCann.
Let's brag.
Okay, here we go.
9th inning here.
2 outs, 2 strikes. Tie ball game. Next at bat. Game over. How's that for an off day? By the way, go ahead and take a blow there, Brian McCann. You know, we're going to give you the day off. Well, no. You're going to tie it and then win it.
And so
That's
McCann
awesome.
had a day to remember. It's only happened a couple of dozen times that a pinch hitter has homered twice in a game, let alone decisive homers. Rolled with Saunders hopping off the mound. Former Diamondback farmhand Dan Ugla is erased. Talk more about him, but Julio Teheran, his 2nd Major League start, is underway. Julio Alberto Tehran a bit more in just a minute. But first, Kirk Gibson. He's another guy, by the way, that in his career hit a pinch hit homer, only to homer later in a game. So Gibson knows what McCann accomplished. Let's take a look at Gibby's Southwest starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. As he takes a big old cheek full, Ryan Roberts at the top of the order. Kelly Johnson bats second. Justin Upton, Stephen Drew, Chris Young, Miguel Montero, Juan Miranda, Gerardo Parra, then Joe Saunders. Well, we've talked a lot about him already. He's 20. He's from Colombia. Signed with the Braves back in July of 2007. And his only big league start, Mr. Grace, was against Philadelphia and folks at Philly. Went 4 2/3, gave up 3 runs.
Well, he's got a special arm. He's special talent. But right now, boy, he just 20? You sure? He looks like about 14. But he has got a 30-year-old arm.
We will enjoy this tonight. He has been talked about not just around Atlanta, but around Major League Baseball as he fires a fastball. 94 misses away to Ryan Roberts, who leads things off. These are the Lincoln numbers. That's just again in one start. That's against the Philadelphia Phillies. It was in Philadelphia. Roberts takes high. 2-0 the count. The right-hander rocks and deals. 2-0. Going the other way is Roberts. Hayward sticks with it. The big fella hauls it in, so Ryan Roberts is erased.
Kind of expected that pitch to maybe be taken by Ryan Roberts. A 2-0 count for a guy that in his second major league start, but he was swinging and got beat by a fastball and just hit a lazy fly ball to right.
So Roberts is erased. Here's Kelly Johnson. Former Atlanta Brave, was non-tendered a couple of years back. Found a home in Arizona, only to have a fabulous year last year. And this year for Kelly, as it gets closer to late May, he is still hitting 184. It's been a very tough year. On base of just 253 for Johnson. Swing and a miss at a curveball. No balls and 2 strikes.
And that's what we've seen a lot of, unfortunately, for Kelly Johnson. One of our favorite guys, but just a bunch of swings and misses this year.
52 strikeouts this season. In on the hands, he chops that one foul, hugging the first base line. When Kelly began his career as a Brave, he initially began as a shortstop. Then he was a left fielder, came to the major leagues as a left fielder, and moved back in and learned second base from Glenn Hubbard. Learned the position. As that one sails high and off speed. And then here the work at second anyway has gone on with Matt Williams, and now with Alan Trammell, who he spent quite a bit of time with today defensively, did Kelly Johnson. Bouncing ball. That was a changeup. It's bobbled. And Freeman recovers. Tehran to the bag and in time for the out. Let's take a look at the Braves defensively. Martin Prado, Nate McLeod, Jason Hayward. Chipper Jones, Alex Gonzalez, Dan Uggla, Freddie Freeman, and then Brian McCann. And they say there is a vacuum that exists over at first base.
That's what they say.
A rookie. Cleaning everything up over there,
Freddie
Gracie.
Freeman, I just love that name. That just sounds like a ball player, doesn't it? I'm a major league ball player named Freddie Freeman. They say he is a great defensive first baseman. And I'm excited to watch him for a couple of games.
You know, the talk is if Alex Gonzalez goes in the hole and knows he just has to get it over there on a hop or maybe 2, Freeman will clean it up. Chipper as well. We saw that effect with Adam LaRoche last year at first.
Absolutely.
Freeman just has better range. That one is fouled back. Justin Upton. Justin with 8 home runs, 21 RBIs. He's got an on base of 337 this season. As a right-hander, born in January of '91, fires a fastball inside. In the minor leagues, he was above average with regard to striking opposing batters out. And right down the middle, ground ball, fly ball. So it didn't really skew one way or another.
He just got people out.
He got a lot of people out. And used the strikeout a lot. Got a lot of swings and misses this year. Change up.
Change up for that, as you just said, swing and miss.
So he threw, of his 86 pitches at Philadelphia, 23 of them were changeups. That's a significant amount.
That's a lot of changeups. There's another one. Really good take there by Upton as that ball just floated in there and dipped low.
These are the last couple of seasons in the minors. Started last year at A ball, then went to high A, double A. This year was pitching in Triple A Gwinnett, which is in the Atlanta area. What a benefit to have your Triple A team right there. Right back to the screen, so we'll do it again. Joe Simpson, our colleague over there and longtime color analyst for the Braves, was saying that a lot of times what they will do because of the different game times, you'll have Freddie Gonzalez, you'll have your general manager watching a young man like this pitch, making sure he's ready.
Yeah, get in the car and come on over to the
45 minutes. Yeah. The 3-2. High drive, deep left field, Justin Upton. Got it. Too many changeups, maybe, just maybe. Upton was ready. That was his 9th home run of the year, a Fulton Holmes homer.
Well, long at bat by Upton. It starts with ball 1 down. Now ball, I'm sorry, a strike. The ball inside. Now the good changeup. Okay, now you've seen it, Justin Upton. He takes the next one, fouls off a fastball in. He's got to throw me a changeup, doesn't he? Well, he throws him a changeup, all right. Middle in, and Justin was not fooled. He crushed it about 20 rows deep to left field. Number 9 for Justin Upton. 22 RBIs on the season.
A couple of talented young baseball players going toe-to-toe. 123, the other one is 20, is Stephen Drew. Native of Hayhira, Georgia, fouls that one off. Against the team that he used to watch as a young man all the time, these Atlanta Braves. And anytime Stephen makes that trip, and the Diamondbacks will in August to Atlanta, it's a lot of visitors and friends coming up to see him. Back to the screen it goes.
Well, he tried to come inside with the fastball there and left it right in the middle of the plate. Stephen Drew took a really good rip at it and fouled it straight back. That's those 20-year-old mistakes right there. About 3 years from now, he'll get that thing right where he wants it.
.96, but it's low. 1-2 the count. This young man last pitched at Pawtucket. At Pawtucket in a AAA game. Went 7 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Struck out 7 in a no decision. AAA team for the Red Sox. Curveball is high. A lot of times with young pitchers like Tehran, what occurs is the pitch count gets high early.
Sure.
And it takes them a while to realize you don't have to strike everyone out.
That's exactly right. And that pitching to contact is not always a bad thing. Pitching to contact, well, certainly it saves your pitch count, but it also, you've got a bunch of fielders out there to go ahead and make those plays for you.
Carlos Tosca, former Diamondback, next to Freddie Gonzalez. And again, trying to make the perfect pitch each time, get the swing and miss.
Really good patience shown by Upton prior to this, and now Stephen Drew. He was 0-2. Now he's worked it to 3-2, laying off some tough pitches.
On 3-2. Drew takes ball 4. One more time. Walk us through this approach and inevitably the swing of Justin Upton, Gracie.
All right, there's the changeup. The head stays right on it. Oh, man, and the beautiful follow through, the full extension. And when you are that strong and that talented, they will fly a long, long ways, and that one certainly did. Justin becoming one of the more longer home run hitters in the game anymore.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, he doesn't hit many wall scrapers. Young the other way. Takes that one out of the catcher's mitt, late on it.
Nice play. Nice play there, young man.
What we have there.
If that's not a contract, I'm going to be very shocked. Look at this, folks.
Oh, well, that's a contract.
That's without a doubt.
Absolutely.
That passes the Sutton test right there, the Sutton seal of approval.
He's coming to a ball game free. 4 tickets. Discount at the team shop. First contract of the night in the first inning. Love when that happens.
That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark, folks.
Congratulations, young man. You're coming back on us. That is beautiful. Yep, that's contract. 0-1 the count, Chris Young. Good catch there, Gracie, by the way, noticing it. Good advanced scouting by you. That one is over the outside.
It's not really talent. You just listen for a large roar from the crowd, and you kind of just anticipate that somebody made a nice grab.
Or that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, I had my advanced scouts out. That's what it was.
1-1 the count to Chris Young. 2 of 8 on this homestand with a couple of doubles and a walk. And Chris, in his career against the Atlanta Braves, has been right about down the middle. He's hit .250, but what he has done is homer 7 times in 96 at-bats. So in that sense, he doesn't have the hits maybe he'd want, but a lot of homers. That one's popped back our way. Oh my, Grayson, just above you. Good effort there, almost had it. Jair Jurgens is on the mound, or JJ as his teammates call him for Atlanta, against Josh Colmenter.
Kind of like Railroad?
I have an interesting story on Railroad, by the way, for you. They have a little reconnaissance work down in that Diamondbacks
boxcar
dugout. 1-2 the count with 2 outs on Chris Young. Drew is on after the walk, and he needed that. He's been stumbling a bit of late. Curveball got him. Justin Upton, though, continues to hit him an awful long way. Go ahead, Caddy, please. No, not the 3-wood. I'll take the driver. He says Bobby, though, is not too far away.
It's been great. I don't go more than 2 days without talking to him, or he'll call me after a game and, he'll text me, hey, great win, or hey, the umpire squeezed you on that one pitch, So he's watching the game. We talk all the time. It's been really, really nice transition.
One of the game's great baseball men in the history of this game, Bobby Cox, passes the torch to another good baseball man, Freddie Gonzalez. I love that. tells me nice game or the umpire gave you a bad bump there. It's either the game.
Wouldn't be like, it's only fitting that Bobby still disagrees with umpires.
Swing and a miss.
Beautiful slider there from Joe Saunders. Freddie Freeman swinging hard, taking some big rips at those pitches and coming up empty.
Freeman, the Braves Organizational Player of the Year a season ago, out front of that one. I tell you, these Braves are resembling the Toronto Blue Jays.
Swinging hard.
In their swings, aren't they?
And swinging at everything.
It's working for them. I mean, they're right there in the race. This Eastern Division of the National League is playing out solid so far this year. There's some really good baseball teams in the East. Even Washington at 20-21. The Mets are only 3 games below 500, and they're in the basement in the Eastern Division. Right now, the National League West cannot boast, or the Central, the type of success that has been attained in the East.
Swinging.
That's Alex Gonzalez.
That pitch was in the left-handed batter's box, and he's taking a rip at it.
Alex was a world champ in 2003 with Florida. He's been at it for a while. And they say his defense is still just as good as ever.
Fabulous shortstop. Well, he took one.
Overlooked maybe defensively?
I think so. I think he's the best shortstop that nobody really talks about. You know, Jose Reyes gets talked about because of his offense and his flashiness. But this guy, for my money, he's just as steady as there's ever been.
They picked him up last July. He turned out to be a key in helping to get the Braves to the playoffs. They keep hacking, and they're rewarded that time. A base hit for Alex Gonzalez.
Just right off the end of the bat, but right in a perfect spot. Base hit with 1 out. And Nate McLeod will get a chance. A bunch of left-handed hitters in the lineup for Freddie Gonzalez. Hayward, McCann, Freeman, now McLeod. I like a man. Zach on. Oh, wow, what a great catch up here, Darren. We have got some great plays.
Nope, no video record of it.
I mean, that was a bare hand play.
That one is over the outside of Nate McLeod. 0-2 the count to McLeod. Young man in above Michigan, Muskegon, Michigan. Really had a tough year last year. Became a forgotten man as the year went along. And ended up hitting just 190.
I was going to say, for good reason. He had a miserable year last year. He's a very good player. Did some really good things with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Atlanta.
He got swapped for Charlie Morton, who's now throwing the ball pretty well for Atlanta.
We've seen Charlie Morton as a Brave come in here and do big things. McLeod tries to pull that pitch down and away. Kelly Johnson scoots on over to his left. Flips in time. Gonzalez moves on over to second base. 4-3 on the putout. Julio Teheran is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his lone look at a big league hitter. He is 2 for 6 career in the minor leagues, so not a ton of experience hitting.
Joe Saunders has given up 3 base hits here in the first 2 innings, all to the right-handed hitters. Those 4 lefties that I mentioned have all made outs off of him.
Looks a little bit hitterish. Not so bad. He was jammed there. Kelly gobbles it up and in time for the out.
Like all those other Braves, he was up there first ball hacking.
Miguel Montero is due up when we come back. Will he be hacking early, driving it into the gap? We hope. Fries. Like us on Facebook tonight and receive a coupon for huge savings. And by Porsche of North Scottsdale. Visit us at northscottsdale.porschedealer.com. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. I know we talked about Shawn Burrows making his way back to the big leagues. There's a young man down in AA that's continuing to try to make his way to the big leagues by the name of Paul Goldschmidt. Been hearing about him lately, Gracie?
Oh, man.
He went 4 for 6 again today.
Madly in love with this young man. Are you kidding me?
4 for 6 again today with a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs, 14 homers.
Bombs, 41 RBIs. Is whatever that OPS, is that good?
That's really good.
Okay.
Like 800 would be really good.
Okay. That means he's driving in the gap and hitting homers.
And walking.
All right. Oh, and walking.
And walking. He's doing it all.
I got you. Nice.
Zach Duke pitched today, by the way. There is an open spot in the rotation. It will probably be filled temporarily. Duke went 5 innings, gave up 1 run, 4 strikeouts in Visalia. So pitched an A ball.
For him.
That one grabbed the outside corner. And by the way, that game started at 10:30. Really, no one knew about it. It was kind of an under the radar, hop on a plane and go over there. 10:30, and he pitched well. Took a flight over yesterday afternoon. Pitched and went right back to the airport and came home. A little bit more on the outing. Let's bring Brad in. Brad, what do you know about Zach Duke?
Well, talked to pitching coach Charles Nagy, and they were impressed. 68 pitches, gave up only 4 hits. And, he just said, this is a broken hand. This is not a shoulder or an elbow, so they're not really worried about what happens after the start. They say he looks good. Probably one more rehab start. And then, the way that it plays out, he could be in perfect rotation to be the 5th starter when they need it next on May 28th.
Well, so you think some of the candidates are Micah Owings to come up and pitch Saturday, Barry Enright again, Wes Romer from down in AA. Those are 3 of the candidates.
Yeah, and Gibby really didn't tip his hand, saying that, they're still having discussions, and, it may come internally, it may come externally. He'd be a good poker player because he's not let us know just yet.
I was going to say, Brad, and thank you, if we know anything about Kirk Gibson, he won't be tipping his hand.
No.
Not at all. Wes Romer is not on the 40-man roster. That means maybe a player who could find their way off would have to find their way off. For Kevin Towers, and don't think Kevin isn't taking a look at every other AAA team around baseball as well for a trade.
Right. Always working that Kevin Towers.
Here's Juan Miranda. Pitches up and in. Whoever gets called back up, it's an opportunity. Josh Colmenter got an opportunity. He seized it.
He ran with it.
Armando Galarraga did, and he didn't. 1-0 the count. Juan Miranda, that one hugging the line toward the foul pole, racing into the corner, and that is 2 rows deep against Tehran. Well, we're just trying to get to 6 runs, the bottom line. We'd love to feed you guys because anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase from 4 to 6 the following day.
Fastball right down Broadway. Looked like he had Miranda looking for something off speed.
One of the first things Freddie Gonzalez, visiting manager, asked about when he asked about these Diamondbacks was to ask about Juan Miranda. He asked, when did he defect? And I told him back in February of 2005 because Freddie Gonzalez is of Cuban descent.
Sure.
That one is away. 2-2
His
the
kid
count.
throws hard, doesn't he? You just hear Brian McCann's mitt smack all the way up here.
Kind of has that extra gear at the end, too.
Bam. Close pitch, didn't chase.
A lot of pitches. And he's battling pitch count again, as he did pitching against Philadelphia. And he'll work and he'll grow in that area. 3-2 the count. Juan Miranda.
All 4.
Another walk. What's going on over there, by the way?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because if you come to the D-backs Twins game early this Friday and enjoy happy hour in the Miller Lite Diamond Club from 4:30 to 6:30. Happy hour is open to all fans in the ballpark, so be sure to join us for Miller Lite drink specials, music, and more. Call 602-462-4796 or visit dbacks.com/happy hour. Man, I love a good happy hour.
That's a pretty good read. Certainly worth passing along.
I think you'd be silly if you didn't come to happy hour.
Pitches up and away to Gerardo Parra. That was a very good read, actually. Something worth sharing. Look forward to seeing all of you.
I always like to spread the good news.
Chipper Jones is even with the bag at third, and he's playing Parra to pull. The outfield plays in the pull as well. Gerardo Parra picked up an RBI last night on this homestand. Parra is 2 of 7 with 2 runs batted in.
Now the first pitch he saw for left-handed reliever, just swatted it into center field for a couple RBIs. I loved seeing that last night. Just go up there trying to get base hits instead of trying to hit the ball over the light towers. You can drive in runs with singles and doubles as well.
We saw it last night. This is a club that leans on the long ball at times to a fault. Last night it was fun to watch. Sacrifice bunt early on set the tone from that man, Ryan Roberts. Right back through the box and into center field, past a sprawled out Dan Uggla. Pouncing on that ball was Nate McLeod, so Juan Miranda has to stay put, and now an opportunity to move the runners along for Joe Saunders. I'd imagine that's what he will do.
That's a change up, and it's right off the very end of the bat, but it's right in a perfect spot. One hop by diving Dan Uggla. And Juan Miranda, a good hard turn, but wisely back to second base he goes, and Joe Saunders now going to be asked to bunt, I would imagine.
Chipper Jones looking for it. Freddie Freeman looking for it. They creep in. Outfield is shallow. Drops it down. It hugs the line. Boy, what a pretty bunt. McCann's going to have to pick it up. Ryan McCann was about to trail that ball and let it roll foul.
It wasn't going to.
No. Nice bunt.
Beautiful bunt. Yeah, and the fans giving Joe Saunders a good hand. They appreciate what they just saw from the fundamentally sound left-handed pitcher.
First sack bunt of the year.
Good for him. Perfectly done. As you said, Brian McCann was thinking this thing's going to go foul. Ain't no way that thing was going foul. He ended up making a nice play. Now it's up to Ryan Roberts to take care of his pitcher. His pitcher just took care of him. Now let's see if he can drive in a couple for him.
He lined to right field on a 2-0 count back in the first inning. First pitch swinging high, pop, shallow center, back up short. There to put it away is Alex Gonzalez. Arizona strands a pair. They lead it 1-0. all season long. It's almost June now. It's Gila River Casino's Kachinko. Find out what it is. You can learn how and go right here to Chase Field and head on out to section 111. You can play. There's a winner every time if you get chosen. It's an interactive kiosk. Boy, we had it in the backyard most of this past winter. We had the kids over and had a lot of fun with it. It's Kachinko. It's Gila River Casinos. And we're looking forward to that long homestand after the All-Star game. Inviting all of you out as we call a game from out there. Here's Martin Prado. Slightly closed stance for Prado as he takes a fastball high. 1-0 the count.
Change up in there nicely. 1-1.
What's going on up there?
That looks like a Georgia peach.
Ah, that's like a giant peach. There's some kind of a.
Wasn't there a kid?
Yeah, I thought that.
Children's book about an elephant named Babar.
It was Martine and the giant peach.
Martine, I like it. I like it.
Hot shot out to third. Old boxcar fields and fires and shoots it on across. Now, I did find out about Ryan Roberts, the original railroad that was thrown out there.
Yeah, you said you had a story about that.
Well, he had gone by that nickname at one point in his life. An old teammate nicknamed him Railroad in the minor leagues.
You're kidding.
Mm-mm.
Well,
They like Thug Life. That's their favorite. Thug Life. I know you like Ryro.
well, that's my favorite. I'm still stuck on Boxcar a little bit, but well, if Railroad's his nickname.
Well, he doesn't really like it.
Oh, okay.
That one is high, and 2-0 the count to the slugger, Jason Hayward.
What does he like?
He kind of liked Boxcar.
Really?
He stayed humble about all of it.
He's a humble kid, no question.
He stayed humble. He realized that it was nice that folks were even thinking about him, is what he said. He said, I'm still kind of humbled and stunned that people would even have a thought about that.
Now, when you get off to great starts like he has. Oh, man, another beautiful breaking ball there. Saunders. A 2-0 changeup for strike one, and then a 2-1 bender. I mean, this is a beauty here, down and away. Hayward can't check it up.
21-year-old slugger takes a fastball just off the plate from Saunders. He finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting last year. Buster Posey. They used to battle in high school, then they battled for that hardware. Both Georgia boys, Posey and Hayward. A long, long run, and that one is a souvenir. By the way, being joined on D-Backs booth on Twitter by Gail Turley. She says the name of the book and the movie is James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant Peach, not Martine.
Not Martine. I was confused. Well, the peach is still up there.
Oh.
So thank you very much, Gail. Full count, 1 out. And lifted up into the seats again.
Joe Saunders reached back and got 93 with that fastball, folks. That's a good sign. He's been hanging around 89 to 91. He reached back and got 93. That might be a sign of better things to come for Joe Saunders.
The 3-2 from the southpaw. 91.
Now they're having a good battle. A young stud left-handed hitter against a veteran left-handed pitcher.
Left-handed hitters hit .238 against Saunders this year. Just one long ball in 45 plate appearances. Big swing on a bender. I think the at-bat's going to go on. That's a souvenir. Nine pitches so far, heading into a 10-pitch at-bat for Hayward. He was an all-star last year as well. There's a memory. Yeah. The 3-2. Out front.
What a good pitch. What a great pitch there from Joe. That time, a breaking ball, but just a perfect Location, just an easy tapper back to the box. Watch the location. Ends up being down and away. The front hip flies open from Hayward, and he's just got nothing left. That's about as good as you can pitch. A dangerous hitter in Jason Hayward by Joe Saunders there.
Chipper takes that one out of the catcher's mitt. So do you ever go to your gym, folks, and there's the mat that you roll out if you want to do some ab work, some sit-ups?
Yeah, all the time.
Those little thin mats. Well, you know you're getting older when the youngsters are on the couch watching a movie and you, as Chipper Jones did today, roll the mat out in front of all the kids sitting on the couch watching TV in the clubhouse and start stretching about 20 minutes before your teammates start stretching.
He's put together with, like you said earlier, with a lot of duct tape and Band-Aids.
He's played hurt a lot in his career, boy. He has played hurt a lot. He's been hurt a lot.
I put those mats out and take a little nap.
He realizes he can't get away with that anymore. He has to stretch. As Chipper takes a pitch that is away, it is the knee now that is bothering him. But look at where he is amongst switch hitters all time. Talk about the likes of the Mantles of the world, Frankie Frisch with regard to batting average, Eddie Murray, Lance Berkman, guys like that in those clubs. Tried to pull that one. This time, Chipper Jones is erased. Couldn't stretch and handle that outside pitch. Is the score. Glad to have you back with us. It's a fun little conversation about our text poll. Which pitching staff would you prefer to have? The 90s Braves pitching staff, pick a year, let's say 95. Or the 2011 Philadelphia Phillies. Text A or B to 36929. You have the healthy Smoltz, not the closer Smoltz. You have Glavine. You have Maddox.
Steve Avery.
You have Steve Avery.
Kent Merker.
Pete Smith. There's some of them right there. Or would you rather have?
That's a good question.
Oswalt, Lee, Cole Hamels, Doc Holliday. Would you rather have that group? Very, very good question. Worth considering. We want for you to weigh in. Kelly Johnson leads it off. Well, you think about that staff. You think about Smoltz, Hall of Fame, I think. People would agree with that.
Definitely.
Glavine, Maddox, that's 3 Hall of Famers. 1-1 the count, Kelly Johnson.
But only one championship.
Only one championship.
Lots of division flags, National League flags, but only one World Series championship.
Popped up.
It's trouble.
Could be. It's just foul. So for Kelly Johnson, we'll do it again.
My obvious answer is going to be I would take the 90s Braves just because I know how good they were because they got me out a lot. I'm a big reason why they're all going to the Hall of Fame.
Come on now. You and every single other player.
But that's not to say that this unbelievable pitching. I just think now are you talking starting rotation or are you talking all the way through?
Starting, driven, deep right field. To the corner it goes. A foul ball for hard hitting Kelly Johnson.
And he just missed the left field line. Now he just misses the right field foul pole. It's a nice little spot for that ball. That's just a fastball right there, and Kelly Johnson smokes it. Oh, so close. Good call over there by first base umpire Chad Fairchild.
Breaking ball out front. A 1 hopper. And in time for the out. Justin Upton with the homer back in the first inning. Justin reaching some worldwide fame, and it's virally. My 13-year-old is who I put on this one, and she said this is kind of a big deal. Justin Bieber on his Twitter account recently said, with more than 9 million followers, a shout out to my boys BJ Upton and the real Justin Upton, that's his account. Make sure to vote for them as starters in the MLB All-Star game. 9 million followers on his account.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you can pretty much mail them in going to the All-Star game then.
9.7 million now. We in this world, you and I sitting next to one another, we have some thoughts on that, but we don't really understand it like our good friend Todd Walsh.
Right.
I think we need to assign him, if he's willing to take the assignment, just what we can do with this. I mean, this is a chance.
That's a tough assignment.
I think he's up to it.
That's a tougher assignment than getting Randy Johnson in a post-game interview after a perfect game.
Oh, this is the anniversary.
Yeah, the anniversary of the perfect game.
1-1 the count. That one is away. I honestly think, now, this is what my 13-year-old daughter told me, my young daughter Abby, she told me about Justin Bieber was very involved in the NBA All-Star game,
sure,
correct?
He played pretty well, if I remember correctly.
That one is rolled. Chipper Jones on a backhand. On across in time for the out. Kind of played in some sort of a celebrity game.
Yeah, the celebrity pickup game, whatever it was.
Aren't you playing in a celebrity game?
Oh, the softball game, yeah, the Sunday before the All-Star game, yes.
You want a piece of him?
Oh, he can't. He can't hang with me.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Justin Bieber? Oh, I'll wear him out.
Okay, now, if any of you folks are any of the 9 million followers.
Bring it, Justin.
Pass that along. Mark Grace, 300 hitter in his career. 4-time Gold Glover.
I'll take a piece of him.
Wants a piece. What do they call him? The Biebs? What do the young girls call him?
Sure.
That hairdo?
That's a big league hairdo. I can't grow it like that. Neither can you. But
no. That one is over the outside to Stephen
he's
Drew.
A very talented young man.
Count.
Very talented young man.
So you can take him.
Oh yeah, he's got no chance.
So tell Mr. Bieber that Mark Grace wants a piece of him on however that account works. That one is high and away. Todd, what do we know about this?
Well, I mean, you're walking into the Twitter universe. Are you prepared for that?
No.
I really
not at all.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to dive in. You can't just go halfway, guys.
You got to commit.
Yeah, absolutely, you have to commit. And just remember, though, that when you do this, guys, that people literally all over the world can touch you at any second. Okay, so this is the kind of
a little uncomfortable by that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But this is the world that we live in today. So. You're trying to get me to track down Justin Bieber? Is that how?
Well, yes, because Gracie wants a piece of him.
Tell him I want a piece of him in that softball game.
That one is down the line, and Stephen Drew is picking him up and putting him down. And Drew with the double. Stephen, he walks. Stephen, he doubles. And Stephen, he needs this because in his last 19 games, he is hitting, for Stephen, a lowly .212.
Takes a fastball down and in and just punishes down the right field line. That's his happy zone, and it's only fitting that once Todd comes on and starts talking about his subjects that, well, usually it's a home run, but this time Stephen Drew was a lot nicer to Todd and just doubled.
The commissioner was saying earlier today that he was going to begin to test for Todd Walsh hits during the games because immediately offense follows.
Yeah, that has been the trend. Speaking of trending, that's a word that you'll use in Twitter, by the way. Things
trending.
Yes, trending.
What is retweeting?
That's the most important word you need to know, and that's how we'll get to the bottom of this, guys. You need to start retweeting what Justin just did recently in Japan, and that's how we're going to get to the bottom of this. So get out of your way. Retweet, okay?
Chris Young is erased. We need your help, Todd.
No problem.
Gracie wants a piece of Bieber. You're going down, Gracie. For the fourth inning. Got a great trivia question for you, I hope. Randy Johnson's 13 strikeouts are the second most in a perfect game. Who has the most?
Boy, it's tough.
A lot of Randy talk this year. Brian McCann leads it off, takes a pitch over the outside. We're reminding you again for the 12th time tonight that it's the 7th anniversary of the perfect game. Down
Seems
the line.
like more.
We have fun with our senior producer, in name only, Jason Lewis, really in title only, but it was history, and we give Randy a hard time. These Atlanta Braves will never forget it. What a moment for Robbie Hammett.
Kept hitting him with his mask right under the chin as that one skied to right field. Another good breaking ball there. Left-handed hitters are having some problems.
Well, here's the thing about Atlanta against left-handed pitchers. They're struggling against them all year long. They're hitting only .228 against lefties. That's 14th.
Right.
Striking out more than any other team against left-handed pitching in the National League. Part of the reason may be that the skipper down there doesn't have options that he can go to on the right side. He plays a lot of lefties against lefties.
Yeah, he plays his. I like that. A guy. Here, go get him.
Well, what do you do?
There ain't
Gracie?
no platoon here.
Do you sit Jason Hayward?
No.
Do you sit Brian McCann?
No.
I mean, what
Although,
do you do?
I will tell you the other catcher behind Brian McCann, the backup catcher, in my opinion, is the best hitter in baseball.
That would be David Ross.
David Ross.
Well, why is that? I mean, he's a good guy and a good hitter.
Best hitter I ever faced.
Oh, that's true. That was in your Major League appearance, David Ross.
There
Homered
he is.
against
Oh,
him.
what a hitter.
Kind of tarnished his resume.
Great guy.
He is a
hitter.
great guy. Dan Uggla. Well, I know you were down there catching up with the Atlanta Braves. As that one is fouled off. And now here's a memory.
That's just not right.
What's right there on the tip of their fingers? They can
That
just
was
bring it right back.
That poor son of a gun waited his whole life to hit his first major league home run, and he hits it off me. That was some gas, though, wasn't it?
That is line to center field. Knuckling. Uggla, a tough break there because he squared that ball up. Dan is now 4 for his last 30.
Oof. Well, nothing you can do about that. That ball was smoked, but just right at Gold Glove caliber Chris Young. Fastball right down the middle. He crushes it. Just bad luck.
By the way, we are joined with a note on D-backs booth, as that one is a strike to Freddie Freeman, reminding us about you versus the 90s Braves pitchers. You hit .330 in your career against Mr. Glavine, .358 against Mr. Smoltz, and a respectable .255 against Greg Maddux. So I know that you said they got a lot of their numbers against you. Doesn't sound that way to me.
I was being humble.
Thank you, Mr. Clark, for that note. 0-2 the count. Freddie Freeman doesn't go after that one. By the way,
they also had like Mark Wohlers, Mike Stanton.
They're the starters for the Braves in the 90s and the ranks in the major leagues.
Oh my gosh.
That's from 90 to 99.
Tough to be better than that, isn't it?
It really is.
Oh dear, what a good fastball. Drop down a little more sidearm on that one.
Joe's feeling his oats a little bit tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, watch him drop down a little bit and run it inside, which may just set up a big sweeping breaking ball here. Let's see what he throws. Oh, he threw it all right. But Freeman hanging around.
That pitch sails high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Freddie Freeman. 3 hits for the Atlanta Braves, 3 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona with the lone run in this game. Nibbled, and it's outside. 3-2 the count to Freeman. Broke up a no-hitter. Josh Johnson back on April the 13th with a double. Swing and a miss. That's a slider.
Do it, Joe.
Joe mowing down these Atlanta Braves.
Poor shutout. Sometimes you hang them just enough, folks. Strike 3.
Strikeouts, who had more in a game? As we take a look back, Sandy Koufax with 14. in 1965. A very, very good guess.
That was the Chicago Cubs he did that against. Ron Santo, the late, great Ron Santo, tells me a story. Said they had every pitch. Sandy Koufax tipped every pitch out of the stretch. He did one thing for a fastball, one thing for a curveball, but they never got a hit because he was never in the stretch. He threw a perfect game.
They had them all in the stretch. I love it. Miguel Montero to lead it off. Takes a curveball that misses away.
All right, Darren Sutton, give me your scouting report or what you think so far of young Mr. Tehran.
Very atypical of a very gifted young pitcher, especially at 20. As that one is lifted and belted into center field, racing back. He's a fine glove out there, Nate McLeod. This is my opinion, and it's a very humble opinion. I'd love yours. Mr. Tehran is going to be special, but like a lot of young pitchers in their first few starts in the major leagues, by the 5th or 6th inning, they're usually in the showers because they've thrown so many pitches. He's piecing it together a little bit more. It's really solid stuff, though. A good curveball, a swing and miss changeup, and a gifted arm on the fastball side. And it's been a treat to watch.
I agree. He's been terrific. But as you said, it's going to be no more than 6 innings again here tonight just because he's already thrown 62 pitches through 3 1/3. But it's been pretty impressive.
A 1-0 changeup.
Like that.
I mean, maybe, just maybe. I mean, you can go quickly, but still, as you said, if you're going to get 7 more outs and you'd like to keep it below 100 with a right arm like this.
See, like right there, that's just kind of a wasted pitch right there. That's like a pitch out. You know, a hitter's not even going to think of swinging at that. Up and away.
He's only 20 with a very bright future.
And they try to yank the change up there inside. So you can see why the pitch count gets so high so quick. But you have to continually tell yourself, this kid's 20 years old. He's allowed to throw a few out of the zone.
Hot shot, base hit, right field. Miranda is on the move. So this young man, Tehran, the 20-year-old out of Colombia, just a fastball that Miranda was ready for. On the season, AAA Gwinnett, 6 starts and now 2 starts in the major leagues. Hasn't allowed a long ball, period. In minor leagues, lefties hit 260 against him, no homers. Righties 181, no homers.
So that was the first long ball he'd given up to Justin Upton.
That's exactly right. There had been nothing allowed this year, and especially righties have done nothing. Boy, electric, but it's wide. 1-0 the count. Olaya in Colombia, in the outskirts of Cartagena, is where he grew up, the young man. His father ran a small store out of one of their tiny rooms in their home, a family store. Their entire family, including his maternal grandmother, lived in that small home. That one is swung right through. There were teams that offered more money with regard to signing him as a free agent back in 2007. But Johnny Almaraz, director of Latin operations for the Braves, established the best relationship. And it was about trust. And when you're moving your youngster halfway around the world, it should be about trust. Change up.
What a gorgeous change up. 1-2.
Brian McCann was saying before the game that there's just something unique about the Braves minor league system to continue to produce guys like this young man, Craig Kimbrell, Johnny Venters, through the system. He said the one thing McCann said I felt as a player is that the guy who was the lowest prospect, who maybe 2 lockers down in spring training, was treated the same as me.
McCann does a nice job of squashing that would-be wild pitch.
Pretty good defensive catcher.
I think so.
Good enough.
I think he's markedly improved. When he came up a handful of years ago, He was an offensive catcher and still is an offensive catcher. But his catching and throwing has improved dramatically.
He loves doing it.
And now that Joe Mauer is not healthy, this is the best catcher in the game right now, if you ask me.
Buried that fastball in. He hit that catcher's mitt right where McCann wanted it. And so Parra is erased. Hey, don't forget, join us on FoxSportsArizona.com. Exclusive coverage of the D-backs. Check out excerpts from Joe Saunders' snapshot and make FoxSportsArizona.com your home for complete coverage of your Arizona teams. Well, here is Joe Saunders. Oh, and 1 the count. And we talked about the Braves in the 90s, but the Braves in the new millennium since 2000 to now, still the best pitching in all of the National League, #1 in the last decade. Another decade later.
Yeah, none of those guys have been pitching that you mentioned. It's like the Los Angeles Dodgers, Darren.
They're #2.
Yeah, it's ever since my rookie year, and that's been 20 some odd years. When you think Atlanta Braves, when you think Los Angeles Dodgers pitching, you're going to face a very good pitcher every single night. And once he's out of the game, they're going to bring in some really good reliever to face you. That's just the way these organizations are. And when that guy retires, some really good pitcher is going to replace him.
1-1 the count. Saunders in the shallow center. McLeod will have to play it on a hop.
Joe Saunders starting to swing the bat, folks.
4 hits this year for Sluggin' Joe. Come on, Joe, enjoy it. I like it.
Don't blame you. Just a bad handle job right there. Bench fired up. Daniel Hudson, a good hitter of his own. Give a little fist pump for him. Josh Cole-Mitchell clapping. Don Baylor saying, yeah, I taught him everything he knows.
He was basically mimicking jam shot there, right?
No. Now, he can't get mad when an opposing hitter gets a jam shot now, right?
Oh, no, he can't.
Well, now he knows how it feels to get a jam shot. It feels good. You get a big
great
smile out of it.
So if Chipper gets one of those and giggles with the Braves bench, he can't get mad?
Well, I suppose he can.
Here's Ryan Roberts. Well, that's a pretty pitch. It's called low.
All those times you get a little Texas leaguer over the third baseman's head or something, you drive in a run, and you're standing on first base, and the pitcher's just staring at you like, you're going to take that? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Going to take that.
You stare the pitcher down when you hit a screaming line drive to the shortstop?
Nope. Because I didn't want to get hit in the neck next time up.
He went back to it, doubled up on a pretty curveball. The count is 1-1 to Ryan Roberts. 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 8 on the homestand, but his sac bunt again in the first set the tone for yesterday's baseball game.
Left runners on second and third his last time up, so an opportunity to make amends. Another breaking ball, just missed inside, 2-1.
Quest high speed internet, high speed pitch. Sluggin' Joe Sluggin' Joe is 4 of his last 7 with an RBI.
He's starting to hit.
Boy, his hitting coach from Virginia Tech would be proud. The 2-1. Back to the screen it goes. 2-2. Ryan talking to himself.
He can do that. He's got that little mini.
He's got the man on his shoulder.
Yeah, the mini box car. He just kind of talks to himself on that left shoulder. It is.
Oh, who else has one of those little men on his shoulder? Carlos Zambrano.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Several men on his shoulder.
I was going to say.
The 2-2. To the right side. Whatever he said to himself, it was perfect. Matt Williams says, come on down. The rocket to the plate, not in time. Juan Miranda slides around McCann. The reaction for Roberts there says it all.
Great slide by Juan Miranda to make it a 2-0 game, and a great at-bat by Ryan Roberts. That little man on his shoulder is much happier now. They're having a nice, friendly conversation because he takes a fastball and just rifles it to right field. That's not a 3-run home run swing, folks. That's a 2-out base hit swing. A great throw from Hayward, but a great slide by Miranda to get around McCann. And Ryan Roberts fired up, and I don't blame him. Oh, Kelly Johnson got his pitch and fouled it back. That's the story when you're struggling. Watch the slide from Miranda. McCann out blocking the plate. Notices it, goes to the outside and gets that big old telephone pole of an arm of his right across home plate. Joe Saunders moves to second base. Gas right by him.
Boy, this year Ryan Roberts is now 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
Nice job by Matt Williams waving him home all the way as well.
5 for 10. Curveball. Kelly Johnson takes high. 1-2 the count to Kelly.
On a team that really struggled up until the last 2 games to get base hits with runners in scoring position, Darren. Ryan Roberts, you can't say that about him. He's been terrific all year long.
Johnson has knocked his old team about very effectively. And he does so again. Driven center field. McLeod going back, still tracking. He hauls it in with a step onto the warning track. But Ryan Roberts with 2 outs, his back against the wall, that man on his shoulder talking to him. That man said the right thing. Your home tonight. Arizona leads it 2-0. The pitching staff so far you are voting for. If you text to 36929, A or B is the 1990s Braves. Certainly we know a lot of Braves fans watching. Braves fans out here in the Valley. Folks watching on the web and watching on the MLB package as well. And you Phillies fans certainly speak loud and clear. I don't think you go wrong either way.
Yeah, both are great choices.
There's a link, by the way. There's a link between the two.
But the thing is, for B, they've been together 6 weeks.
Right.
Now, their past is fabulous. But after this year, I'd love to have that same question and see where we go with it.
Roberts, a long conversation with Saunders. We're talking about pitching. There's been a lot of good pitching tonight. Charlie Morton of Pittsburgh shut out the Reds.
Really?
5-0. Charlie's ERA this season 2.62. They've got a good one in the right arm of Morton for Pittsburgh, and that game was in Cincy, by the way. Jake Peavy, the White Sox, shut out the Indians. As that one is a strike. Final score in that one, 1-0. Well, if you're going to win, unfortunately for Ozzie Guillen's club, you almost have to pitch a shutout these days. Been a tough go of it for that club. Bouncing ball off the glove of Roberts, who is maybe letting Saunders know where he would be playing. And in the meantime, taking a shot at him and earning his way on is Alex Gonzalez, who is 2 for 2 tonight.
Good effort there from Roberts. It just gets underneath the glove.
Bartolo Colon with the New York Yankees pitched well. That game is tied at 1 in the 13th inning in Baltimore. 8 innings, no runs. Bartolo Colon.
A lot of well-pitched games going on in the major leagues this evening.
Over the outside, but misses the corner. Craig Buchholz was a winner for Boston. And another ball game, 1-0, a 1-0 game. Let's see, there's a 1-1 game, 1-0 final. Another one, 3 1-0 games so far, though one in play.
Jake Peavy. Wow. Won a 1-0 game.
All those 1-0 games, Gracie, in the American League.
Right now, San Francisco is beating the Los Angeles Dodgers 1-0. That one's down there.
Hamels pitched great. De La Rosa pitched great as Philly beat Colorado 2-1. They both pitched great. Outside.
Oh, all of a sudden now Joe Saunders, a leadoff base hit, now 3-0 on Nate McLeod. And that's just how quickly it can go on you here in the major leagues. I mean, he just had these guys eaten out of his hand. Now he falls behind after a leadoff base hit. And that 2-run lead is in peril. Ball 4.
Tehran will hit. There is action in the bullpen. Veteran left-hander George Sherrill starts to warm. Excited to see this game tomorrow. Already the Braves curious about Josh Colmenter, at least the extra Braves. Derek Lowe won't be pitching in this series. He pitched yesterday, but the first person Derek Lowe asked me about today when we had a brief conversation was tomorrow's starting pitcher. I hear this Josh Colmenter is unique. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I said, Derek, think as far over the top as you can go. All right. Then go a lot further, I said.
Yeah.
Low guy who went about it in a unique manner.
I'm a little hurt. I thought he asked about me first.
Well, he asked about you, I think, 11th.
Okay.
Squaring the bunt and dropping it up the line. Wanted to know how it was going, you know, with Gibby.
Sure.
Asked about Gibby, but first he asked about Colmenter. He said he was excited to not pitch in this ballpark. Lowe doesn't much like pitching here.
He hadn't had much success here.
He said it feels like, this is interesting, not maybe the infield's a little harder, maybe the ball flies. He said, for me, Derek Lowe, it feels like home plate is 100 feet away.
Really?
Just the way I see things in the ballpark. I feel like I can throw it as hard as I can, and it still doesn't make it to the plate. Isn't that interesting?
That's an interesting take.
Squaring the bunt, drops it down. Roberts fires for a fine play. Can they get 2? No, he was off the bag. He was off the bag.
Kelly Johnson, if he could have just put a tag down.
Great play by Roberts.
Play, but a great play by Roberts. Over to Stephen Drew to get the lead runner. And then the relay across the diamond just pulled the foot of Kelly Johnson. Quickly, Roberts to Drew. And then just off the bag, and a good call over there by Chad Fairchild. Very good call.
Chad got it right.
I don't think Kelly Johnson could have made the tag after all. But that was fun to watch. Good execution there of the wheel play.
Okay, so 1 out. Martin Prado singled, grounded out to third. That pitch sails up and away. If we want to talk about struggles, 2 hits out of the top 3 spots in the order for the Atlanta Braves, and that's 2 for 6. But number 1, 2, and 3 hitters against Saunders this year have really bitten him in the backside. Top
Big
of the order
here.
guy.
Big hitter here. He's hot too, Prado. And he falls behind 2-0.
Leadoff hitters this year coming in 11 for 22. The number 2 hitter in the order 10 for 22. And the number 3 hitter 318, 7 of 22. The guys who are supposed to hit have a lot against Joe.
Can he find a much needed ground ball? Strike 1. Good change up there.
We know he can do that. What was it, 5 double plays a couple of starts ago he rolled up? Good sinker, good changeup.
Oh, beautiful zipped fastball to the inside corner.
He doesn't do that very much.
Oh, boy, he picked a good time to do it after a changeup away. Bang! Right to the inside corner, perfectly placed.
He got 91 miles an hour. We're looking to pitch out of a jam here. This would be a good confidence builder for him. Bouncing ball could be 2. There's Drew. There's Johnson. Double play!
He's having a heck of a night with him, Joe Saunders.
Air conditioning, glad to have them as a partner. Let's take a look at our cool play of the game. Justin Upton against the young 20-year-old Julio Teheran for Upton, number 9 on the year. And the young man's day is done. His second major league start goes 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs earned, 83 pitches, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. They continue to develop him here on the major league level. What do you think of what you saw?
I was very impressed with the young man. Showed good moxie out there. He wasn't afraid. Went right after the hitters and got his pitch count up. He's now from 20-year-old to 75-year-old George Sherrill.
Didn't realize George was that long in the tooth. The southpaw goes to work. He's done very good work.
Been around a long time and been good for a long time.
Well, you can say that again. As Justin Upton takes a strike, a little bit more on Justin. We asked Brad to come back in. Brad, what do you have for us?
Well, the D-backs and their fans like it when Jay Up is ahead in the count. He hits .552 coming into the game when he's ahead in the count. Hits .111 when he's behind. Obviously, he's very aggressive. But, Mark, how do you bring up that second half of that equation?
In time for the out. Always tough to hit behind in the count period, but that is a dramatic difference.
That's unbelievable right there. I mean, I've never seen anything that dramatic. I think what that tells me is maybe when he's behind in the count, he just puts a little too much pressure on himself. He just needs to find a way to take a deep breath, relax, and trust that amazing talent that he takes into the batter's box every single time he steps in it.
2-0 is the score, as Drew takes one over the outside from Sherrill. Sherrill in his last 10 outings, 6 1/3, no runs allowed, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, so he's done very good work. As that one grabs the plate. That one bounces in there just to take that to the next level. The average major league hitter when he's behind in the count hits 198. When he's ahead in the count, he hits 297. So we're talking about a dramatic difference. So they don't hit when they're down in the count. They don't hit well, but
nobody does.
He's about 80 points below league average.
He's way below the norm.
And about 300 above.
Very strange. Good breaking ball, strike 3.
What do you got?
Follow the D-backs with MLB.com at Bat11 for your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, or your BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit dbacks.com for details.
Great app.
I love it. It's a big league app.
Follow all the games all the time. Listen to the audio. It's one of my favorite announcers when the Diamondbacks took on the San Francisco Giants on that Thursday, not on television. John Miller called the game right there on my phone.
Can't get enough of that guy.
That one is rolled out to third. Chipper snags it off the dirt. Bobbles. Not in time. It got to be a hot potato on Chipper Jones, and that'll be an error on the veteran third baseman.
That's what speed does. Speed gets you to try to do things a little too quickly, and even a veteran like Chipper Jones comes in. Yep, and he gets called for traveling.
Kept those feet moving, just lost control of the baseball. Here is Miguel Montero. So Sherrill looks to pitch around it. As the breaking ball sails high, 1-0 the count to Miguel. Fastball from Sherrill. Evens the count at 1-1. Well, coming into play today, you were looking at an Atlanta Braves club that had played to a 25-19 record. A winning record on the road, 11-9. Young tries to steal one, and he's gone. Joe West pumps the fist, tried to swipe it on Sherrill, and the bases clean up. We move along, 2-0 Diamondbacks. So Randy Johnson wins on the anniversary of his perfect game, the likeness, and I never saw Gracie out there in the race at all.
I wasn't out there.
Well, last night, this is what?
Hey!
Down goes Gracie.
Oh my goodness, a big spill, and I guess this is what occurred. Wow. Well, that's too bad.
Oh man. Everybody just loves to pile on and dog old Gracie.
Goodness gracious. Hayward. Big, long swing. Laid on it. Fouls it off and into the seats it goes. Well, when we came up with this idea a couple of years back with the Racing Gracies in San Francisco.
Well, you came up with the idea, yes.
And then we added in here at the mothership, they added in the legends and the heroes to join you. Never in my wildest dreams would I realize that you would be such an embarrassment to the concept. Your likeness, well, not you.
I apologize to you. I feel like I owe you an apology, Darren. You have to work with this crud every day.
The big fella hitting it like Rod Carew there.
And deal with the humility.
I quite enjoy it, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
You know who actually had the idea, by the way, of the Racing Gracies? Our fans on D-Backs booth.
Oh, really?
Our fans on D-Backs booth on Twitter. And Justin Bieber.
He's going down. I'd be surprised if he wants any of this on the softball field.
Especially that likeness that he just saw of you on the disabled list. 1-0 the count, Chipper Jones.
With a smashed face.
Well, where do we start? He's in the middle of a 5-game hitting streak right now. Torn meniscus in his right knee, but he's playing through it. Fouls that one off, up and into the seats. How about 440 career homers, a .305 career hitter? He's in that club that you share with him of 500 doubles, is 6 beyond that.
Not just an elite baseball player, and has been since the minute he came up as a very, very young man in his early 20s.
To the right side, that sends Justin racing. That one is in there. Jones will hustle on around. That bum knee takes him into second. That is a double. I mean, letting the ball travel deep. And Chipper Jones, career double, number 507 now for the veteran.
Just kind of a fly ball right there off the end of the bat. Justin Upton swung way over to the pull side. So even with all this hang time, Justin can't get there with his speed, and it drops just a foot or so inside the white line. Now the tying run on second base, and Joe Saunders hanging on for dear life here in the 6th.
Brian McCann takes a pitch that darts over the outside, pulled the string on him there. 0-1 the count. Brian tonight has flied to center and flied to left. 2 decisive home runs in yesterday's win for the Atlanta Braves as they beat Houston at home. That one is chopped foul.
Starting with a changeup on the outside corner to get ahead 0-1, and then zipped a fastball and ate him up there inside. 0-2 now.
Atlanta has won 4 in a row. It took a series over Philadelphia. They won the last 2. They swept in a mini 2-game series the Astros. Outside. McCann drives it to left. Parra will race back. Leaping, he holds it in. Both runners attempt to tag. Chipper to third. He better hurry. He's out.
What an amazing play by Gerardo Parra. And we've said that a lot this year, Darren. Oh, what a play by the left fielder. Now sullen Chipper Jones his Hall of Fame career takes a slow stroll back to the dugout because first and foremost, this shot off the bat of McCann, flag down. Now, all his momentum going the other way, a one-hop rocket right on the button. Perfect throw from Gerardo Parra, and now Joe Saunders 1 out away from getting this thing back into the dugout with a 1-run lead. What an amazing play by Parra.
That one into the dirt just 2 days ago. His manager, Kirk Gibson, saying Gerardo Parra had a bad game defensively, saying, I questioned his focus in that single game. Now I've moved beyond it. But over the head of cutoff man, throwing to bases he wasn't supposed to, cutting in front of Chris Young when the center fielder had called him off. So we've talked about it. We'll move on and he'll learn from it. Turns out the manager's right, and he's better for it.
Well, he was a lot better there.
Pitches away.
Oh, what an incredible play. Huge play there from Gerardo Parra.
Uggla earns himself a walk. Chipper, I would imagine, assuming with all of his games played and understanding the game, that there was no way the young man with all of his momentum, especially a young man who's not a right fielder, even though he's heard the scouting report on his arm, would throw him out.
Not with all his momentum, as you said, going back. And then Chipper had to scamper back to the bag. And I think he just underestimated the power of the arm of Gerardo Parra. You know, Chipper Jones, one of the smarter guys I ever played against as well, baseball-wise. He knows the opponent. He knows the game. He is one of the most prepared baseball players to ever strap on a uniform. He took a chance, took a perfect throw to get him. Good breaking ball there. 1-1. But it took a perfect throw to get him, and that's what Gerardo Parra did.
Freeman on the recent homestand for the Atlanta Braves was 4 for 25. Freddie puts that one on the ground toward the hole. Steven can't make the play. Parra will pounce in that ball. This could be interesting. And then twice in the inning. Miguel Montero waves at the first one, pops it into the seats on a fastball in on his knuckles. 0-1 the count. Two incredible plays in one inning by left fielder Gerardo Parra leads to 2 outfield assists. And maybe, just maybe, some offensive momentum. He is due up third in this inning. Swing and a miss. Miguel Montero. Wow.
Pretty impressive, wasn't it? Well, the word will be out now. Probably shouldn't run on him.
There aren't many outfields, and I'd love for you to search your memory bank. Or you can say, don't run on the right or the left fielder.
Very true.
Justin Upton, certainly you can say that about. This is the second play.
Great stuff. Dan Uggla just knew it. He's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Did he?
Oh,
yes, he did. Made behind the plate the call there, Angel Campos. The key is picking it up clean here, too. He picked it up clean and then did this.
Just threw a strike. Nice job of tagging it. Angel Hernandez right on the call there. And the dugout erupting.
Love that. The starting pitcher came and found him. Fabulous, fabulous play, and he waits on deck now. Here's Juan Miranda. Miranda tonight grounded out to the first baseman, then he singled. Bouncing ball. That one is gobbled up and in time for the out, so a strikeout.
And a well-deserved round of applause as Parra steps into the on-deck circle.
He has singled in this ball game. He has flied to center field. He's got a pair of outfield assists tonight, too. Trying to hang in there against this tough lefty. Yikes. Back to the screen it goes.
This thing's sweeping right out of the foul pole.
High fly, hugging the line. Parra took a shot the other way. Well laid on it. So far, 89 pitches through 6 innings for Saunders. With Nady on deck. Look out over there.
Scatters his dugout. Nice play, Matty. A redeemer for Matt Williams. He still has fences to mend in our book, though, Darren.
Was that good of a play there? Or?
Well, he just made it clean. He used 2 hands. Fundamentally sound.
The 0-2. I want to know if he went around. He did not. That's Angel Hernandez.
Not buying the good play by Matty, huh?
Well.
Esman Vasquez getting loose in the bullpen. I would imagine Joe Saunders' evening done.
Vasquez.
And an awfully good evening it was for Joe Saunders.
A little topper. Parra will roll that one foul. He was on the attack all night tonight, Joe. He had his little bouts of wildness, but they never overcame him. Had a little bit more on his fastball, commanded his secondary pitches, but again, just on the attack.
Pitched like the veteran he is. He pitched with confidence. Pitched like a guy that doesn't mind pitching here at Chase Field.
He needed this. It's just a 2-1 game. As that one bounces in there, 2-2 the count. But he's pitching one day after one of his teammates, another veteran, was Told to pack his stuff.
Sent packing. A guy with 3 wins.
The 2-2. Line drive, center field, base hit Parra.
Well, how about that at bat from Parra? Finally got something he can handle and just ripped it right over the shoulder of George Sherrill.
Look out, Nissan Foxmo.
Chuck and duck. Freddie Gonzalez on his way out. He's going to make a pitching change as ex-Nady comes up to the plate to pinch hit for Joe Saunders, who did himself very proudly tonight, folks. George Sherrill, you were pretty good, too.
We'll reset when we come back. Scott Linebrink, the veteran, is on. Don't forget to join us and donate live. Fox supports Arizona Life Donor Drive tomorrow and Friday. Chase Field Plaza from 5:30 to 6:30. Register at the tent. Receive a free tote bag. Can't make it to the ballpark? Visit donatelifeaz.org to register and become a donor. Xavier Nady against the veteran Scott Linebrink. Linebrink acquired this past winter in a trade with the Chicago White Sox last year with the White Sox, a 4.40 ERA. Had some good years for the San Diego Padres, though. As that one is a strike to Nady, a former Padre as well. As a matter of fact, he was signed as a waiver claim. The Padres picked him up in May of 2003. And he did good work in 2004, a 2.14 as a Padre. And 1.83 as a Padre in 2005 for Linebrink. Years back, but it's interesting. As Nady shoots that one foul. The quote I will share with you. The best $20,000 we've ever spent, then Padres GM Kevin Towers. In his first 2.5 seasons as a Padre, Linebrink was 17-5 with a 2.23 ERA. There's that guy again, going and unearthing folks from places unknown.
Guys he has trusted in the past.
And consider this, he was on the phone, I think, just a moment ago. That one is rolled out to short. Kevin Towers on the phone a moment ago. They said before the game, these Diamondbacks, for candidates for starting pitcher for Saturday, they're looking everywhere. Might want to answer your phone. So Mercedes game summary. Upton, home run left field. First Tehran had given up it as a pro this year. Beautiful piece of hitting, a 2-out RBI, Ryan Roberts, boxcar. And then some fine defense. Gerardo Parra. Chipper Jones trailing on this sac fly. Parra, one hop, on the money. Jones done. He's done, but Parra's not. Beautiful piece of hitting, Freeman. Looking for an extra bag, Ugla. Snags it off the grass. Fires it in. 2 outfield assists in the inning. And he picked up a base hit to boot the next half inning of play.
He's had himself a terrific game.
Now, Esmerling Vasquez.
And this year, when Esmerling has thrown strikes, he's been awfully good. He's going to face the bottom of the order, and he falls behind 2-0.
We always like to remind you to drop us a note to the booth. We'll check on them on occasion at foxsportsarizona.com. As that one sails high and away, got to find the strike zone.
Yeah, missed badly with 3 straight pitches now. When you're trying to come in and protect a 1-run lead, you've got to make the other team hit the baseball. Ball 4.
It's been a very good month for Vasquez. He has been a strike thrower. Opponents haven't done much against him at all. He needs to keep it going. These are the times, as you said, where you figure out what you're made of as a relief pitcher. Because these are the times when your back is against the wall. It's only 2-1. McLeod takes it with him. Miranda fires it. Boy, too firm.
Oh, it's a good idea if you go to third base. If you go to first base, the runner's being held on, folks. He's being held on at first. So the first baseman is very close to you anyway. Now you try to bring it with you. I mean, that's just the easiest play Juan Miranda's going to have. I mean, look how close Miranda is already. Now you try a bunt like that. That's just an easy play for Miranda. I mean, he executes it. But if you're going to bunt there, you bunt to third base where the third baseman is back.
Out of ASU, Brooks Conrad called upon, hops off the bench and goes to work.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Makes all the sense in the world.
Yes, it's an unselfish play. But really, it's foolish to take a bunt with you to first base. It's just putting it on a tee for the opposing first baseman.
Covering the postseason last year and having an opportunity to do so, the Giants-Braves series, and Conrad had a really tough game in which he had 3 miscues in one game and eventually cost Atlanta the game defensively. And being inside of that locker room as then a member of the playoff media, seeing that man answer every question, not avoiding a single one.
Former ASU standout. Didn't duck and hide, did he?
I've never had more respect for a player on or off the field than the way he standed, and it just so happened I was inches away holding a microphone asking the questions.
What'd you ask him?
Just his feelings.
Yeah.
And I asked one, and then the rest jumped in. And it was painful to be there. And he answered every question, and it went on and on.
Well, you want good things to happen to good kids, and this is a very good kid. And unfortunately, a bad situation turned into an okay thing for him. He's still playing in the major league. He's still contributing to the Atlanta Braves, and he's gotten a lot of respect from people like yourself that were there, Darren.
Oh, you bet. And his teammates. That one is a shot in the right field. Brooks Conrad is on the move. Out front of him is Nate McLeod. He's flying. They're going to send him on down. It's bobbled a bit in the outfield. The relay to the plate. We're tied. Conrad scampers in the third. He's in there. This ball game is tied. Joe Saunders remains winless this season.
And a poor decision by Kelly Johnson trying to throw the ball to the plate. There was no play at the plate. And by making the throw to the plate, the heroic play, Brooks Conrad can now scamper to third base instead of stay at second. Change up right there to Whack. He does just that. Now Justin Upton bobbles it just enough to now McLeod can score. The relay, there's no play. There's no play whatsoever. But now Brooks Conrad can move to third base because Kelly Johnson tried to get him at the plate.
Fastball right down the middle, and Conrad comes through in the clutch. With his team trailing against a seventh-inning relief pitcher who has had a great month. A stand-up guy in last year's postseason is able to stand tall with a huge hit. Goodness. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball.
Well, there won't be any errors on the play as far as the box score is concerned, but there was a bobble there by Justin Upton that allowed the run to score. There was a mental error there by Kelly Johnson trying to make the play at home when there was no play at home. Just small things like that that add up.
Infield is in. High fly ball into right center field. Young and Upton get together. Brooks Conrad scores that run, takes advantage of the errant throws, and moves up.
Right now there would be a runner on second with 2 outs. Instead, it's a 3-2 ball game and the bases are empty. The Atlanta Braves taking care of business all the way good teams do. Open up a small door for them, they step right in. How about the 2-strike hitting there by Prado? Driving it out in the outfield to give his team the lead.
Now that RBI was there for him. He wasn't about to let that train leave the station.
Yeah, you didn't see him up there swinging for the fences trying to hit a 2-run homer. He knew what he had to do, and that his job was to get the runner home, and that's all it takes. Just a little easy fly ball to center field.
So the Diamondbacks bullpen fails at this point. They have been so good this year. Those are the first runs allowed by the bullpen since May the 10th, 7 games ago in San Francisco. Arizona's bullpen is 4th in the National League with a 2.78 ERA.
It all started with a leadoff walk.
San Diego, Florida, Atlanta, Arizona. 1 through 4 bullpens ranked by ERA in the National League. Two balls and 2 strikes to count on Hayward. His rookie year last year, something that stands out for me when you're 20, 91 walks for Hayward.
That's very good. That's a high total. He missed a lot of time, too, with injuries.
It's almost stunning, really, for a first-year player at that age.
He will be a strikeout victim that time, but Esmelin Vasquez coughs up the lead. And now his teammates are going to have to do some hitting off an awfully good bullpen.
101, close games, how do you win them? You win them with great pitching, timely hitting, and what else?
Solid defense. Diamondbacks played some very solid defense early on, executing the bunt plays, getting the lead runner, outfielders throwing out guys trying to take the extra base. I'll explain how these plays were able to let Saunders avoid big innings and leave the game with the lead.
But the baseball gods giveth and they taketh away.
This is true.
We'll break it down afterwards and send it back to you.
Good stuff, guys. We look forward to talking baseball with you and listening to your thoughts on the postgame show. Quest Diamondbacks Live. Now let them trot one after another out of this Braves bullpen and see if they can counter what tonight were struggles from the first man out of the Arizona's bullpen, as that one is fired in there for a strike. The veteran, Scott Proctor, only appearance this season, added to this Braves bullpen. His contract was purchased from AAA Gwinnett. Brandon Beachy went on the disabled list. They grabbed Proctor, who in AAA, just on the outskirts of Atlanta and Gwinnett. Proctor had done good work. 2 earned runs in 17 innings. Veteran.
Had some great years with the New York Yankees. Now Scott Proctor finds himself right back in the big leagues. 2-1 now on Ryan Roberts, who by hook or by crook got to find a way to get on base. Be the leadoff man that he is. And that's a good start. 3-1 now.
Boy, that'll just have managers eating their hat when they look out there and a relief pitcher goes through that. Wow. Tatman, pow, bam,
Ooh.
zoom.
Biff. Oof.
Wow, that's creative.
That's very creative. Nice job, guys. Look at Tatman. I like that. Get a little, yeah. I like that. Nice job out there, guys. Very creative. We like creative. We need more signs.
I don't know if I've said that enough this year, and I don't know. We've worked together for 5 years. We need more signs at the ballpark. Where are they this year? Those folks have really raised the bar. There they are. Look at them having fun out there. I love folks having a good time at the yard.
Never have had a bad time at the yard, have you?
No, said, well, just come on out.
Exactly.
Just get here. So Tatman draws the walk. Kelly takes high.
And just like Esmeling Vasquez, a leadoff walk now. That just opens up all kinds of opportunities for Kirk Gibson and the Diamondbacks. Do you bunt here with Kelly Johnson, even though he's got big power? Do you put a hit and run on? Ryan Roberts has good speed. They're going to bunt with him, and that wasn't Kelly Johnson's best attempt right there.
He's only faced Proctor one time, and it was in one season. 2 at-bats, actually, in that one season. 1 of 2 in 2008. So it's been a while. They're both different players. That was when Proctor was a Dodger. Kelly pushes that one.
Gorgeous bunt there.
And Freeman turns it into an out.
You know, a lot of managers don't like to bunt in that situation to tie up the ball game. A lot of managers think, well, I'll do it in a tie game to try to take the lead, but a lot of managers don't believe in bunting to tie the ball game up. But I think Kelly Johnson, the way he's struggled this year, it's a good way to help his ball club lay down a successful sacrifice.
Well, that was interesting. That was Kirk Gibson there, and what he said was pretty deep, as simple as it was.
Yeah, you're playing for 1.
Which means don't overswing. I don't need a 2-run homer.
Let's get 1.
Just get 1. I'll take a ground ball through the right side. I'll take a line drive somewhere.
Oh, good breaking ball there from Proctor.
That's just a reminder from the skipper, who's been with them since he arrived in the major leagues when he was the bench coach. You don't have to be a hero here.
Nothing wrong with tying the ball game up. That's heroic if you ask me. Oh boy, he got a good pitch to hit and he missed it.
0-2 the count earlier in the ball game. He picked on a changeup and he launched it. He's in the hole 0-2 against Proctor.
That was his pitch too. That's when we've seen him hit a long, long ways, or at least hit it very hard somewhere.
Last faced Proctor as well back in 2008. Just 1 for 2.
Not getting on the same page right now with Brian McCann, so they'll come out and discuss it person to person.
Again, there's that difference that the average big league hitter still is below 200 when they're behind in the count at 198. If he can buck that trend. That one kicks away.
And they can't find it. He's going to
score.
score.
Here he comes to the plate. Save! A two-base wild pitch. We're tied. McCann couldn't find the ball.
The wild pitch, and then watch McCann. Where is it? Where is it? Proctor's got to go get it. And Ryan Roberts never stops. And he is fired up again. The only other time I've seen that happen, Darren, a guy named Kirk Gibson did it in Dodger Stadium back in the late 80s, early 90s.
He had a similar reaction, too.
That's exactly right.
Out front of a breaking ball. It's popped up. A long run for a trio of Braves there to put it away. I tell you, you can say Ryro or Boxcar or Tatman. A play like that, you just call him a ball player.
That's exactly right. Hustling all the way, not just trotting over to third base, taking your 90 feet. Tatman, he was thinking home the whole way, and he never stopped, and he beat it easily. Good stuff.
Well, where's the pals and the bangs?
There you go. There it is. Yeah. Nice. That's creative. I like creative.
Curveball. A two-base wild pitch. Easier to see it happen at Dodger Stadium because those old stadium dugout boxes were about a mile away. Stephen, high drive. Deep right center field toward that balcony. He's got it. McLeod hauls it in. But Ryan Roberts off to the races, took nothing for granted. 2 bases on a wild pitch. Brian McCann never found it. You by Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, no blackout dates. Sonic, America's drive, and it's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic Good. The Quest, 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. David Hernandez takes the rock and he rolls and goes to work for the Diamondbacks. He faces out of the gates Chipper Jones. The switch hitter flips it on around and bats left-handed and a changeup.
Not something you see very often from David Hernandez, but it's not often you come in and face a Hall of Famer out of the gate. Way out in front of that one was Jones.
Loads that back leg, that patented toe tap as he rolls it foul.
Another changeup.
Talk about that all-time doubles list as Chipper Jones knocked himself a double, untying him from Babe Ruth and edging him ever closer to my broadcast partner, climbing up the all-time doubles list. I'd take any of those guys on my team. Fastball.
He went with the fastball, and he went right down Broadway with it. Chipper Jones fouled it straight back. He was right there. Be careful with that one, David Hernandez. That's where you want that thing right there. That wasn't down the middle. That was right on the outside corner. Chipper Jones knew it. David Hernandez showing zero fear of the surefire Hall of Famer. Beautiful fastball.
Jones tip of the cap as he walks away there. And remember, started him off with a changeup, a wrinkle. I would imagine in the discussions that wasn't brought up. Fastball sails up and away. 1-0 the count to Brian McCann. But now McCann's got that changeup in his head. He may as well have thrown it to McCann as well.
That's exactly right.
Just by showing it just once.
There it is.
Goes out his good buddy. Took a while to get it together. Those two are fast friends, Johnson and McCann. Off the field, on the field, Kelly couldn't stop.
Well, and he also understood that Brian McCann is one of the slowest of foot players in the game right now. He's a great hitter, but he's not very fast. So Johnson knew he had time to gather himself and get McCann easily. Changeup from David Hernandez to get the out off McCann's bat.
A couple of them. And now they're really talking about it. Here's Dan Uggla. Breaking ball, and it's a strike.
A lot of times closers get the credit, and deservedly so. They get a lot of credit. But right now, David Hernandez, he's been asked to come on and face Chipper Jones, Brian McCann, and Dan Uggla. That's not easy. Not easy at all.
Uggla, from 06 to 2010, 154 homers. That's averaging 31 homers a year out of the second base position.
Better make a good pitch here.
He did. Long throw. Stephen Drew got him.
Very impressive by David Hernandez. Went right through the heart of this Atlanta Brave order. No problem whatsoever. fans will get a D-backs Gnome courtesy of Pepsi. You like that, do you?
I do.
Be sure to look inside your Gnome box because it could have tickets for the All-Star Game or the MLB Fan Fest. Get tickets by calling 602-462-4790 or log on to dbacks.com/gnome.
Our lifelike Gnome down below enjoying
That's
the
big
ball
league
game.
right there.
Takes a lot of work, my friend, and a lot of patience. Fastball from the left arm of O'Flaherty is fired in there, and here they come. One good arm after another. Now we're moving into the A portion of the Braves bullpen. Likes of O'Flaherty and Venters and Kimbrel. Oh my, say opposing managers.
Exactly. The Diamondbacks were very fortunate. They scored a run in the 7th without a hit. A leadoff walk, a sacrifice, which shouldn't be overlooked by Kelly Johnson. And then the 2-base wild pitch. Oh, boy. Chris Young got his pitch and he missed it. And he knows it. And O'Flaherty knows it too.
Last 2 outings have been scoreless for O'Flaherty.
Oh, man.
Into the dirt it goes. The count is 2-2. Young, a low batting average certainly, but 22 extra base hits this year. Right there amongst the leaders in the National League. 23 runs batted in. Yet again another interesting season to cover for this unique center fielder. That is a changeup, wicked, and that's strike 3.
That's what happens when you miss your pitch. You rarely get another one, and that time, no chance there. That was a great pitch, as you said. Nothing you're going to do there when they execute it like that.
The Braves, kind of like Kevin Towers might have done in the past or present or future, claimed O'Flaherty off of waivers from the Mariners. That's a waiver claim from Seattle.
He's been terrific ever since he's put on a Braves uniform.
On the road this year, 10 innings, 1 run. Opponents have hit 176 against him. Buried the fastball in the kitchen there, and it's fouled off. 0-2 the count. O'Flaherty, 26 years old, this past February the 5th, out of Walla Walla, Washington. Mariners originally 6th round pick in 03.
I'm sure he grew up a Mariner fan, but they let him go.
I think he's probably a Braves fan now.
I was going to say.
He was on his way to go to Oregon State and play. Same school where we saw Joe Patterson pitch, but signed. Went ahead and signed. That's a strike over the outside corner. Miguel Montero goes down for the 2nd time with a K in the book.
Montero yaps a little bit. Angel Campos, but this is a strike. It's right on the outside corner. It's perfectly placed.
All right, Juan Miranda. Over the outside corner, painting 0-1 the count.
Pretty impressive.
Miranda came into this world in April of 1983, April 25th in Cuba, Consolacion del Sur.
Wow.
Is where he was born, as he
dear.
didn't mean to, and he fouls it off. Don't forget, we've got a fun one for you tomorrow. Already a bit of a Colt hero out of Homer, Michigan, Josh Colmeter. And by the way, he's been good. Not only a Colt hero, but he's been very good against a really talented, tough right-hander. They keep coming at you, Jair.
That's why this one is so important tonight. If you can find a way to take this one back from the Atlanta Braves, you go feeling a lot better against an undefeated pitcher this year in Jair Jurgens with an ERA in the mid ones.
1-2 the count. The 1-2. Fights it off the other way. Down it goes. Miranda's thinking about 2. Hurrying in there. Here's the throw with the slide, a double for Juan Miranda.
Nice piece of hitting there by Juan Miranda. That's his 3rd time on base. He's walked, he's singled, and now he's doubled with 2 outs. Just fights it off and flips it over the head of Chipper Jones. And now it's just a matter if Martin Prado can get over there in time, and he can't. And Juan Miranda thinking double all the way. Runs well for a big guy. He found that extra gear and he got there.
Here's Gerardo Parra.
Well, it's be only fitting if he found a way to win the ball game for the D-backs.
Chopper, this won't be easy. Right around the bag, off balance throw. He got him. Alex Gonzalez. We roll on to the 9th inning at Chase. We are tied at 3. RBI, a pitch the other way. He had gotten angry with himself, talked with himself. It worked out just fine. No time to talk on this one. A 2-base wild pitch tied the game at 3. That was in the 7th. And Hernandez, we talked about this during the break. Would he be right back out there? There he is, David Hernandez.
Well, he had a 9-pitch inning in that scoreless 8th, so they're running right back out there again for the 9th. And he just quickly jumps ahead of Freddie Freeman 0-2.
David, fastball. Freeman not even close at this point to that pitch. And you take a look at the work for David Hernandez this year. The amount of times he has worked more than 1 innings, it's been just once. It was April 12th. It was against St. Louis. It was scoreless. As that one bounces in there, through 28 pitches in that outing. And with regard to the pitches thrown, he has thrown on one occasion 29 pitches in 1 inning against Colorado.
Gas upstairs and right by him. David Hernandez, through 4 batters, has just been dominant.
David Hernandez coming into this season had a 4.93 major league ERA. 4.93.
I'll bet you most of that high stuff is as a starter.
And then when he moved to the bullpen, he started piecing it together a little bit better. Curveball is high and inside. But his strikeouts are way up. His walks are about where he's been throughout his career. He'll always tell himself, I'll have to battle my walks. He just knows it. Not tonight. So far.
He went after that
some
high,
help.
hard one, exactly. Right there, that tells you that Alex Gonzalez is trying to hit a home run. When you find yourself swinging at a pitch just in front of your neck, it's because you're cheating trying to hit a home run.
Because you cranked up early.
That's exactly right. You're guessing strike, and you're trying to crank it up. There's another
Again.
one. Deep in his kitchen. Who's got it? Ryan Roberts got room. That's because he's trying to hit a home run right there. And it's a natural way to go about it. It's quote unquote extra innings now. It's the 9th inning of a tie game. You're trying to hit a ball in the seats with nobody on base, 1 out. And you're thinking, I can hit the ball in the seats, and Gonzalez can't hit the ball in the seats. He's got 5 home runs this year. But because of that, a lot of times you find yourself chasing out of the zone, and he did it twice there to help Hernandez. Changeup, strike 1.
I'm telling you, this is the most changeups he has thrown in an outing. And he has been consistently on himself in conversation saying, I need to throw more. I definitely need to throw more.
So far, he's had a very good one this evening.
Well, it's a pitch I think we've established, even though he's thrown more than we thought, that really all you have to do is show it to one hitter as a good one, an inning. Because all the guys will talk about it
Sure.
at that point. And he's got a changeup at that. Pretty good one. 4 changeups thrown so far. David, fastball, pours it in there. Only about 5% of the time this year has he thrown a changeup. Been much higher than that tonight. The 1-2. Breaking ball, ground ball, and it's foul. That's the curveball. Goes out about 2 out of every 10 times. One of the harder throwers out in that bullpen. He averages 94 to 95 miles an hour.
Oh, he can let it rip, no question.
And it's got a shift when it gets to the dirt.
Nate McClough broke his bat on that. He's going to have to get some new lumber. Yeah, it's got a little extra giddy up on it. Especially up in the zone. He gets a lot of chases up.
The 1-2. High drive, deep right field. It's well struck. Into the corner it goes. It's deep, and it is a foul ball.
All right, state of Arizona. Big collective exhale. I know that man just let one. A big old exhale. That one had plenty of distance, but it was about 10 feet foul.
So the 26-year-old out of Elk Grove High School in Sacramento, California, goes back to work, and it's low. 2-2 the count. His college coach at Cosumnes River College in the Sacramento area, Tony Bloomfield, used to talk about his concentration. The 2-2. Little change again.
Had him out in front that time. He was just able to nick it foul.
Hernandez, he says, my dad Rick is like a coach. He's very vocal. He said you might even hear him at some of the ball games at Chase when he comes to visit. David, his personality, more like Mom, Rachel.
Yeah, he's a little more introverted.
He lets his arm do the talking. Shook him off, a fastball in, decided to go away. It's outside, 3-2.
Ever since McLeod turned around that fastball, just foul, David Hernandez has been a little more reluctant to throw that fastball in the strike zone. He's missed with a couple and thrown a changeup. Let's see what he throws 3-2 with Eric Hinsky on deck. Well, he challenged him. Really good spot right there down and away, but McLeod and Hernandez continue to battle.
Eric Hinsky has become a good luck charm and a pinch hitting hero the last few years. Wherever he stops, Boston, Tampa, Atlanta, they tend to be in the postseason. He loves these at bats. Will he get one? The 3-2. Changeup, got him! That was his #1 pitch of the night. Wow! He really broke that changeup out tonight. Gracie, as a hitter, what makes his pitch so tough?
Well, first and foremost, he's got a great arm swing with it. And then he starts it right on the same plane as the fastball. It's just about 10 miles an hour less. See the grip? Just the four-fingered fastball right there. Put it back in the used to call that a palm ball, Darren. And throw it as hard as you can and get that late dive. What a time to break out his best pitch of the night. And he threw a lot of good ones.
Oh, my goodness. 2 scoreless innings. Speaking of breaking out, Kirk Gibson breaks out Willie Bloomquist.
Wow, good to have you back, Willie.
Missed Willie with a hamstring injury. He comes back, he goes to work, and he takes a pitch that is outside. Bloomquist went on the disabled list on April 25th with a strained hamstring. Turned out to be a small tear, missing 21 games. Willie chops that one. Venters is on. Fielding, firing. The hamstring looks fine. He is erased, though, on a great play by Alex Gonzalez. The other part of this story, as Hinsky is at first base, is relief pitcher Johnny Venters.
One of the best in the game. Not one of the best left-handers, just one of the best relievers in the game, period, for the last 3 years.
Well, we talked about Mike Adams. Adams being one of the best setup men in baseball. This man's right there with him.
No question.
I mean, those numbers are, well, they're like a video game.
They're ridiculous.
And it's hard and heavy every time, correct?
Got great movement. Just murder on left-handers. But he falls behind Ryan Roberts, who's been kind of right in the thick of everything tonight. Be it defensively, making tags at third base for Gerardo Parra, driving in runs like he did in the 4th inning, or scoring from second on a wild pitch like he did back in the 7th inning. And he's 3-0 now on Venters. Tat, man. Ball 4.
Roberts draws the walk. Funny thing about Ryan Roberts, 2 walks tonight. This year, Roberts has struck out 20 times, walked 22 times. He has walked more than he has struck out this year.
He has had himself a very good ball game this evening. On for the 3rd time. Gets a little advice from Eric Young. Venters with the pickoff move. Going to be tough to run on. Oh, that one got Kelly Johnson right in the ribs. So a walk and now a hit batsman. And Venters, all of a sudden, his wildness getting the best of him.
Venters has been scored upon once this month, and it was May 8th in Philadelphia. May 8th in Philadelphia. Since then, he has reeled off scoreless appearance one after another to the tune of 6 in a row. He's only been scored upon twice this season in 2 different outings. A bit of a jam now, though, as he faces Justin Upton.
Well, he missed badly with 4 to Ryan Roberts and then missed really badly up in Kelly Johnson's ribs. So now a base hit will end this ball game. Good speed on the base paths.
They play Upton quite a bit the other way in the outfield. I mean dramatically. As that one is up and away. The left center field gap. Look at the space out there.
Well, Venters throws so hard. He's tough for a right-hander to pull. Most everything is on the outer third of the plate, so they're going to play the percentages.
Picking ball. Rolls it foul.
We had a good swing at it. He's just a little quick.
One and one the count. 3-3 deadlocked. High fly ball left field. How far will it go? Into the corner. Prado, he's got room. Hustling to third. Here's the throw. In there, sliding safe. Is Roberts backing behind is Johnson. 2 outs. He hit it into that triangle and it almost had enough.
That's called just missing one. And Justin, you can see how upset he is with himself. He got his pitch and he hit it. He hit it good. He just didn't quite hit it good enough. He hit it about 325 feet. And it stayed in the ballpark. And you can see his frustration. And Ryan Roberts, you know he's got no regard for his body. Let's play. Both runners move up. And Stephen Drew now with 2 outs with an opportunity. A bunt is not a bad idea up the first base side.
Boy, Hinsky is way, way back at
all
first.
This space.
Rolls it to the right side. That would have served the same purpose if it was fair. Yeah. Left-handed hitters, another reason it's not a bad idea is that left-handed hitters are 2 for 22 against Venters this year.
Ran a fastball right in on the belly button of Stephen Drew.
As a left-handed hitter, that looks just not very much fun.
It doesn't look like any fun whatsoever. That's why you think I was thinking bunt. I was told a long time ago, if you can't hit him, bunt him.
You can see the 2 career walk-offs, one of them this year. The 0-2. That one is high.
Also, Brian McCann, the catcher for the Braves, has got to be a wall back there for any breaking ball. Venters has a lot of movement on those nasty pitches of his, but he's also prone to uncork a wild one once in a while.
2 this year, 4 last year. He got him. That one was in the dirt. McCann was a wall behind home plate, and Venters, not even used to dealing with the base runners, gets out of the mess. the right-hander, comes on in a tie ball game. 15th appearance of the year, an ERA of just a tick below 2.5. First batters have, well, they've had their way with him a bit. He's only retired 57% of them, and we will see what he can do here to keep it right where it's at. As Eric Hinske, who's done big work so far offensively this year, goes to work. 4 homers, 3 doubles, 22 of 63. Eric hitting .349. JJ, split-fingered fastball is high. 1-0 the count. Something about those Diamondbacks that Hinske enjoys.
Just had himself a good, solid career. Good guy to have coming off the bench. Got some sock in his bat. Fastball up 2-0.
Played the last few years, 07 with Boston, 08 with Tampa, 09 with the Yankees, and last year with Atlanta.
0 success off J.J. Putz. 0 for 7 career. But he sits 2-0. He should get something in the strike zone to swing at. He did, and he fouled it back. Had a good pitch to hit, but he missed it.
Originally began as a Chicago Cub back in 1998. Went to Oakland for Miguel Cairo. Went to Toronto for Billy Koch. Do you remember, folks, the hard-throwing right-hander?
Oh, sure.
He's been moved quite a bit. Free agency, released. He's been busy, and it's all been respectable work. Good fastball, 2-2 the count.
Just a beautiful fastball. Nothing Hinske can do with that but watch it sail by and get called for strike 2.
Eric Hinske, the 2002 American League Rookie of the Year in Toronto. He's done. A lot of kept thinking that split was coming, and in the end, in the key pitches, it never did. He just showed him an ugly one early and then put him away with fastballs.
And there it is, and right by Eric Hinske. He was probably thinking split finger. So J.J. Putz doing what just about any other reliever was doing here tonight. Just comes out and gets a quick out.
They're getting excited for Josh Colementor tomorrow night. Yep.
Now the Tomahawks.
Yep, that's what that's for.
I have a feeling probably Braves fans.
Oh, okay. Bouncing ball. Oh, my, he barehands it. JJ, what'd you do?
Well, now you hope he didn't hurt that very valuable pitching hand.
Those big old meat hooks.
He does have some big old meat hooks on that 6'5" frame. Well, right now, Charles Nagy, Kirk Gibson cringing. That's my closer. Look at that big paw just come out there and snare it like a largemouth bass hammering a fly.
He comes out, Miguel Montero, to make sure he's all right. And we've interviewed
I'm
JJ.
sure that hand is kind of numb right now.
Will he let you know if it bothers him?
No.
In our conversations
Never.
we've had with him, he hides under that hat. He's not about to let you know. Well, that man loves employing him and having him out there.
2 quick outs now, and the very dangerous Jason Hayward steps right in. Well, the hand seems okay. He just pours one right in there for strike 1. Hayward has 7 home runs this year.
Shoot, father of 4. Those hands are plenty strong. That's daddy strong out there.
Good point.
He and his wife just celebrated the birth of their 4th here recently this season.
Yeah, that's daddy strong. I'd still like to see him use that glove, though.
The 0-1. One ball, 1 strike the count. Trenton High School in Michigan. The University of Michigan. That one is lifted. Giving it a look is Roberts, and he runs out of room.
Don't see many breaking balls. Nice play down there. Yeah, that's our Nome guy. He just made a grab with the glove, folks.
Did he really now?
Yeah, that left-handed rascal. That is, if that's not a contract, I've never seen one, Darren. Look at that grab. Come on, man. You got to give it up for him.
Yep, that's a contract.
Atta boy.
Get it on down there to him. Yep.
That's big league.
And maybe get him a Nome in advance of the big day.
That's great. Nice catch. Gas.
He put him away. We have the Nome showing that great hand there. But then the big fella, with that big old Michigan meat hook out there. Yeah. Mess with JJ. First of all, David Hernandez, 2 fabulous innings.
He faced 6 hitters, and he blew them all away. If you can blow somebody away with a changeup, he did. How about the meat hook, Darren Sutton? That big Michigan meat hook. Come out there, and then my hand's just fine. I just blew away and cleaned the clock of one Jason Hayward. Venters takes the mound here for the bottom of the 10th.
Oh, my. Heavy diving down and away. By the way, our gentleman, he does get the contract, and in advance of the giveaway, he gets the Garden Gnome.
I love it.
Already being delivered. Great job. Venters now on a comebacker uses his glove. That is wonderful. They're explaining the contract. Noah doing a great job down there. Thank you, Noah, for helping send that down. That, by the way, is also Baxter's bodyguard, Noah.
That's great. That's great stuff.
We love it when you're here at the ballpark, folks. Oh, my, up and in. When you bring your glove and you have fun and you smile, he makes our night.
Yeah, and then when you come to the ballpark, you're sitting next to somebody. Man, get to know them. Shake hands with them. Introduce yourself. You guys are all Diamondback fans. And even if you're rooting for the other team, shake hands with them. Talk a little ball. Talk the good things. Maybe the things you don't like about your ball club.
I like it.
Yeah.
Great first date spot, huh?
Great place to bring a date.
The 1-1. Inside. Well, he just lives in. 95 sinking in, Venters. Johnny, born in Pikeville, Kentucky. Moved down to Orlando, Florida when he was a young man. In again.
Had a little trouble getting that ball to the plate side against a left-handed hitter. He's already hit Kelly Johnson in the ribs. And now he's missed up and in with 3 fastballs to Montero. And he just took a little off and got it to where he needed to get it there, 3-2.
Venters showing those high socks. He said, when I pitched in junior college, Indian River Community College in Florida, when I first went to junior college, they didn't have long enough pants. So I liked them like that. Miguel did not like that.
Yeah, Miguel got caught doing exactly what Gonzalez was doing for the Braves, trying to hit a home run right here. This pitch dips down and out of the zone. But you can see, because he swung so hard, his head came off of it, and he's a strikeout victim. And it happens. You know, there's nothing wrong with going ahead and manufacturing a run to win the ball game in extra innings, but a lot of guys go up there trying to be the hero. Yeah, and, and hit the walk-off and get mobbed at home plate. It's all fun and it's all good. There's nothing wrong with maybe getting a base hit and scoring on a gapper. Or maybe hitting a double, scoring on a base hit.
1-0 the count. Aaron Heilman warms. Venters went to Lake Brantley High School in the Orlando area. And that one is a hot shot. Diving play, Hinsky. Venters gets to the bag in time, and he got it. Fabulous play, the big fella, Eric Hinsky. Big old Packers fan showing a little bit of movement.
In your wild side.
So it's Aaron Heilman who takes the baseball, and he goes to work for the Arizona Diamondbacks. The right-hander and the product of Notre Dame, on for the 10th time this year, and most of that high ERA can be attributed to his work before he went on the disabled list. Got his hands full out of the gates. The salty veteran Chipper Jones. Part of a double switch. Russell Branyan is at first base. He will bat ninth. Heilman, the pitcher spot, in the 7 slot. Changeup outside to Chipper. Jones singled in the first inning, grounded to short, doubled in the 6th inning, then batted left-handed and struck out in the 8th inning. He has seen Aaron quite a bit. That's when Aaron pitched in New York and Chicago.
Gas. Right by Jones. Upstairs at the letters.
Got a little bit of that on Saturday in that key ball game. Some few chases up. Again, he's got to establish that changeup. Two and one the count.
There's the changeup you were talking about, Darren. So he's gotten one by Chipper Jones upstairs at the letters, and then just a beautiful changeup on 2-1. Way out in front of it was Jones. There's another one, but he missed with it.
The count is full. Brian McCann waits on deck. He was a late game hero yesterday in Atlanta. He takes it. It's ball 4. Chipper Jones takes the walk. Jones reaches. This is a man with a career .404 on base, and he is at first.
Now those late walks can kill you, so Aaron Heilman going to have to do some fancy pitching here to Brian McCann. And then Dan Uggla on deck as Chipper Jones leaves for a pinch runner.
Mather takes over at first. Joe Mather. And he will pinch run. Jones is done for the evening. McCann takes a fastball for a strike. He hit a game-tying homer in the 9th inning and a walk-off homer in the 11th inning. 65 times since 1919 a player has entered a game as a backup, as a pinch hitter, and hit at least 2 homers. Kirk Gibson, one of the players to do it. That one is not going to travel. A changeup way out front. Kelly backtracking. And again, his good buddy McCann off the field. He puts him away with a nice play and a good pitch.
Yeah, good changeup down. Had him out in front lunging and just got him for an easy pop-up to Kelly Johnson. One big out. There's that change. It just looks so good, and then it's just gone. Way out in front was McCann. One dangerous hitter retired. One stepping into the batter's box in Dan Uggla.
A Diamondbacks 11th round pick in 2001. Uggla made available in the Rule 5 draft and snatched up by the Florida Marlins away from the Arizona Diamondbacks in December of '05. He has walked. He has been retired on 3 other occasions. Still a sub-200 hitter, but he's got 7 homers. Off the end of the bat, Heilman kicks it. Kelly knocks it down. They might have a play. Mather got a bit aggressive. They're looking to get the out in front of him. Underhanded flip with the tag. The runner moves up to second. Kelly with a fabulous play, just getting to that ball.
Kelly Johnson, the play of the night, saving the ball game. Aaron Heilman turns a double play ball into oh dear. Great play there. Now Mather gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and now the rundown ensues. And the out there, however, Dan Uggla does take second base. What a great play by Kelly Johnson. He didn't panic. Out he is. But the runner does move up, Dan Uggla, to second base.
Diori Hernandez now. 1 of 6 this year in the major leagues. Off speed, grabs the outside corner. Hernandez moved up from AAA Gwinnett, where he hit .258 with 3 long balls this year. Spent a lot of time on the DL last year with shoulder problems. That one is low.
A little breaking ball there from Heilman.
One and 0 the count to the young man out of San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Ground ball into center field. Young is charging. Racing on around is Uggla. The Atlanta Braves have Diori Hernandez hop off the bench and give them the lead. Beautiful piece of hitting. The Braves fans who have made their way down love it. And it's 4-3 Atlanta. Diori Hernandez.
Yeah, Aaron Heilman, unfortunately, turned a double play ball into just an out, and Dan Uggla moved up to second base, and then a little spinning breaking ball right there. Uggla scores easily, and the Braves take the lead here in the 11th.
And now Craig Kimbrell starts to get hot. And that's good news for no one wearing red.
You got that right.
1-0 the count. Alex Gonzalez. It's electric. He is a young man who replaced Billy Wagner in the postseason last year and has continued to hold that job down as closer. And he's really solid.
And they are just young and talented on their pitching staff. By the way, a 20-year-old started this game for the Braves.
Changeup.
Once again, that leadoff walk comes around and scores.
Broke his bat. That one's a base hit. Alex Gonzalez has his piece of lumber die a hero. That's a 3-hit night along with a walk for Gonzalez.
Boy, these Braves just putting good at-bat after good at-bat on Aaron Heilman, not trying to hit home runs, just up there trying to get base hits. That's what Hernandez did, just a ground ball to center field to give his team the lead right there. Just flipping it out over the head of shortstop Stephen Drew right there for a base hit. That's why these guys are going to be right there at the end of this season, going neck and neck with the Phillies and the Marlins, who are playing great baseball as well in the East.
Nate McLeod.
Well, now you got to stop the bleeding if you're Aaron Heilman. Find a way to keep your team one run down. You can score one run off closers, but you're asking a bunch to score multiple runs off closers.
Kimbrell, the young junior college phenom, is ready to go out there in the pen. That one just a little bit low to Nate McLeod, the one-time member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Craig, all of 22 years old. He will be 23 here in about a week. Hot shot. Diving play, Stephen Drew.
Now let's see if that gives this offense a bit of a charge. They're going to need it with Kimbrell coming on, but Stephen Drew saving a run with the dive.
It's almost like developing a young first baseman, which we are right now with Freddie Freeman. But nobody really cares for a 1 for 22 out of your first base. When your young closer blows a lead in the ninth inning, you know, all hell breaks loose, you know. But he's handled it well. I think that, you know, the experience, his learning curve is pretty short. If he makes some mistakes or pitch selection or whatever, he corrects it. He corrects it right away.
Craig Kimbrell, the young man this year, with a 2.18 ERA. He's 11 of 14 in saves, so he has been human on occasion. A 2.18 ERA, 34 strikeouts in 20 2/3 innings. And he throws hard. Junior college in Alabama, and the fastball's a strike.
He can rush it up there in the mid to high 90s. Got a good breaking ball as well.
Mather is in left field. Prado moves into third for Jones. Back to the screen it goes. Kimbrell in his last 4 outings has gone 4 innings, not giving up any runs. In those 4 innings, he struck out 9. An opposing hitter's 1 of 13. Braves 3rd round pick in 08 out of Wallace State Community College. Hot shot. It's bobbled for just a moment. Parra is erased. Part of a double switch here is Russell Branyan. Kimbrell last year with a .44 ERA in 20 2/3 innings. Pitched in the postseason as well. Kimbrell was the losing pitcher. Worked 2/3 of an inning in Game 3 against San Francisco. Had a tough one. He and Brooks Conrad both had a tough night. Russell shot right field. It's in there. Well, Branyan waits and waits and waits for his opportunity. When he comes through, you really get excited, because when he fails, you feel like he might have to wait 3 or 4 more days.
That's exactly right. He got the first pitch fastball from Kimbrell, and he didn't miss it. Bang! Just got some top spin on it, or that could have tied up the ball game. But yeah, tough night there. Tough night, Russell. Go ahead and take it on in. 1 for 1. Take it on in. Josh Wilson will run for it.
There's Josh Wilson. And here's that guy again, Ryan Roberts. Cards certainly stacked against him with this tough right arm, but away we go. Into the dirt, McCann keeps it with him. You can't really set yourself up to block a fastball.
No. He was fortunate that one didn't get away from him.
Kimbrell signed junior college out of high school in Huntsville, Alabama. The Tatman folks are ready.
Been on base 3 straight times. Looking for 4 right here. 1-0 pitch. Should get a fastball somewhere to hit. Well, he got a breaking ball and he took it. Not much you can do with that one. Good pitch.
Two walks, a single, an RBI, and a couple of lineouts for Roberts.
Oh,
buckled him.
He just got buckled with another beautiful breaking ball from Kimbrell. Mercy.
Bouncing ball. It's kicked the other way like we saw a moment ago. The throw, not in time. We saw Kelly Johnson have to do the very same thing. 2 runners on. Kelly Johnson, former Brave, with an opportunity.
Well, another great play by a second baseman, this time by Dan Uggla. Kimbrell this time turns a double play ball. Great effort from Uggla, but the throw brings Hinske off the bag. Ryan Roberts, you know he's hustling all the way, giving you every ounce of his heart and soul. He gets to the bag before Hinske does. but the play by Ugla saves 90 feet. If that ball gets by Ugla, Josh Wilson's on third base with one out. Instead, Kelly Johnson with an opportunity to either tie or win the ball game. A base hit will tie it. An extra base hit will win it.
Hot shot, base hit right field. The runner come on down. Kelly Johnson ties it up against his old team. Wilson scores. How good does that feel, Mr. Johnson? A blown save for the gifted right arm of Craig Kimbrell.
First pitch fastball, Branyan did it. Now Kelly Johnson, he doesn't miss that one. He rips it past Hensky. Josh Wilson scores. Ryan Roberts all the way to third base as well. Yeah, nice going, Kelly Johnson. Look at old boxcar getting excited out there. Freddie Gonzalez taking a trip to the mound to have a meeting with all his infielders.
So I spoke at length to Brian McCann before the game today about Kelly Johnson. The two are fast friends. They speak at least once a week. I said, what are we going to do about our good friend Kelly Johnson? McCann said to me, he'll be just fine.
I like that phrase. I use it a lot.
That's exactly what he said. Turned out he's prophetic tonight.
Now Justin Upton just needs to find a way to make contact. Don't need a 3-run homer right here. You don't even need a gapper right here. You just need to put a good, short, crisp swing on the ball and win the ball game.
Breaking ball, ground ball to the right side. This is a tough play. Bobble, safe. The Diamondbacks win.
Isn't it amazing what contact will do, folks?
Good for Kelly Johnson. Justin Upton puts it in play. It is his ground ball that wins it. But that man has been to hell and back this year. And that's got to feel really sweet against his old club.
Well, there's a lot of guys you feel good for. You feel good for Russell Branyan. He got this in. He started with a base hit. Kelly Johnson has been a struggle all year for him. And I think we've got Kelly Johnson speaking of the devil, don't we, Darren?
Go ahead, Brad. Take it away with Kelly.
Well, Kelly, I know it's been a long, tough season for you. How did that feel?
Good. I mean, shoot, I can't remember the last RBI, but to have a big one like that, sweet.
You know, through it all, you've kept the same demeanor, the same attitude. I know you've been working hard in the cage and everything. What has been your mantra? What has been your psychology?
Certainly, it's May 18th. I know, you can look at it any way you want, but that's the way I look at it. A lot of season, a lot of at-bats to go.
Sometimes when you struggle offensively, it can affect your defensive game as well. But you played some solid second base. That play that prevented the base hit right there, that was big for this team.
Yeah, I'm happy I didn't slip. I mean, I felt the feet give way, but golly, just dive and jump on it. So I'm glad I could reach it.
You deserve to go in there and share this with your teammates. Great job, Kelly. Appreciate it. Guys, we'll send it back to you. Well deserved for that young man. He's worked hard, and he got the big base hit tonight.
Thank you, Brad. You get in there and work. I know we're going to get it on out to our post-game show. We got a lot to talk about. A good victory for these Diamondbacks. A lot of players pitching in, some improbable ones. We've got a lot to talk about with Todd and Joe. Plus, Diamondbacks Live. Stay tuned after this commercial break.